next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
And we are live. Crunch Time here on Woodward Sports, 11 to 1. We are on the road at a special event. Last week we were at, of course, Mark Wahlberg, Feldman Chevrolet, Corwell Health, big event. This week we are at Calvin Johnson. Yes, Megatron, the GOAT.
Legend.
In his 4th annual Celebrity Golf Classic to support youth, scholarship, and education. Everybody is out here. We saw Jerome Bettis, Jalen Rose, Lomas Brown, obviously Calvin Johnson. Brad Holmes is out here as well. Mike Disner. We saw as well Dan Miller, voice of the Lions. Shout out Dave Burkett. He was out here. We got to talk to him. Everybody's out here for a great cause. We got the crew. Jeff Iafrate, Booner, KG, Caleb, Zarnik, and we got JB hanging around with the fellas as well.
Got a whole crew here today, man.
So it's a big event. They just went out to golf. Hopefully, towards the end of the show, we're going to get guys passing through here. Hopefully, we'll get some guests to kind of sit down with us and talk more about it. But it's awesome. JB. It is awesome. We're here in really Plymouth area.
Yeah. Plymouth, yeah. Honestly, it's a beautiful area. I've had some family out in Plymouth. It's. I'll say this. It's a hike from out where we are, but it's beautiful. I guess they do the Live Golf event out here. This course, there's just the facility. I walked up, boys. I parked like a mile away, it felt like. I didn't know where I was. Someone pulled up on a cart and said, "Here we go. Hey, Booner, hop in."
Oh.
Yeah, no.
So you took a ride on a cart?
I did, because I was lost. If I knew where my walking destination was, like if it was like, hey, end point here, I would have said, hey, no, I'm all good. I'll walk. I had no clue where I was. I was so lost.
Excuses.
And I ended up getting a ride. And it was a perfect ride. It's honestly, by the way, it's been awesome here.
Yeah,
there's been so many people here. We talked to so many different people. Calvin's been amazing in his foundation.
Always.
He was talking about all the kids and stuff that they do the scholarships, everything for. Dude, some of them are incredible, like incredible. One of the kids, valedictorian, he's actually walking right here. Going to go play football at Alabama. Just like it's cool what he's doing.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that show up to support, like you said, Brad, Mike Disner, Dan Miller, Lomas is here. There's just so many people here. Media, there's CMOs, CEOs, everyone's here. Supporting kind of this whole cause here, which is awesome.
That's what the Calvin Johnson Jr. Foundation is about. It's a nonprofit organization dedicated to catching dreams by providing scholarships, financial assistance, educational programs to underserved youth, funded by the NFL legend, Calvin Johnson. The foundation strives to empower the next generation to overcome obstacles and achieve success. And you see the impact, and those guys are out there playing. Shout out Braylon Edwards, he's out there as well. Joik Bell, we saw former Lions, guys that work for the Lions currently.
By the way,
everybody's out here.
I said, "What's up, Joik?" He said, he looked at me and goes, "Oh, Booner, Maz has told me a lot about you." He said, "Are you the one that shows up late?" I've never been late one day in my life.
Oh my God!
I was like, I think he was joking.
He might have been talking about me. I ain't going.
I was like, man. He said, Booner. But he looked at me dead in the eyes and said, "Booner," and I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Are you the late guy?" I said, "Oh, come on, man."
Which is funny because I met Joik before, but
Joik, he's a good dude.
Yeah, no,
I believe Sticks said he could tackle Joik.
There's no way, dude. He said if you're watching, there's zero chance you could tackle Joik Bell.
Yeah, I got a better chance of guarding Braylon Edwards than you do tackling Joik. We're both screwed. No We're both absolutely screwed.
Some of the athletes here today, it's like just talking to Calvin and just standing there and it just daps you up, and it's like, dude, his hand's massive.
Bro, he is.
And he is just towers over you. And I mean, by the way, he's like the nicest dude. For a guy who plays football, like some of these football players, dude, they're just straight, just like dogs.
Always make the joke that we on dap up status with Calvin, but it's damn near like that. Seriously.
I mean, he'll come up to you here, and he came up to us, and he's talking to us. Hey, appreciate you guys coming. He's a good dude, genuine dude, but he's massive. And it's like, that's like the greatest ever, the most dominant wide receiver of all time. Hopefully, I mean, last week we teased having Kevin James on. Hopefully we get Kelvin on here. For the show here in the second hour. He's out in the course right now.
Good luck with that.
So we'll see if we can get him.
It's especially working in this business, you try not to like fan out over guys because you know they are in the space, you're in the media space, you get a chance to do stuff like this, so it's awesome. You still don't get used to it, but like for me, man, like Kelvin is my favorite NFL player of all time. You know what I mean?
He was my first football player. Oh, actually, my first football player that I actually like.
I mean, he's been.
Matt was Jason Hansen.
He's definitely on my all-time
so
receiver list.
It's crazy
bro.
for me, man, like to do stuff like this. I met him years ago at the old studio, and it never. There's some people. It just never gets normal. You know what I mean? Like that dude, he
has an aura about him too.
For sure.
He does. I mean, dude, he's literally the greatest at his position of all time, in our opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
The most dominant at his position in history of football. It's not like it's just like at Georgia Tech or in Detroit.
No.
Like the history of the game.
Yeah.
And that's what we do for a living, is we cover the game. So it's cool to be able to be on more of a personal level with a guy like that. I will say too, Brad Holmes.
Shout out.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
No,
Interview with the boys, man. It ain't just crunch time no more.
We went up to him and right away he's like, "Oh, Jeff," like him and Jeff, first name basis, and then he hits me with the, "I remember the Kool-Aid."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh," so he knows, and we talked to him for a little bit.
That's fire.
Guy's got
bro.
an insane memory.
He does.
That's
the fact that
fire.
he knows who we are. By the way, the fact that the Lions GM just knows who we are.
Yeah, seriously.
And you guys host a show 11 to 1. Like,
I'm telling you,
that's
man, Woodward,
insane.
they see. You know what I mean? Like Brad is he worked in PR, man. He sees all the stuff.
Oh, yeah,
you know
he does.
And I think at the end of the day, people, like Brad in his position, worked in PR, like they know what it is, man. Like, he understands he's going to be criticized. Obviously, it depends if it's on a personal level, obviously, which we know we never.
We as a network don't really.
Yeah, we don't take low shots, but we're going to criticize if we disagree with stuff. But no, it's awesome. It's a great event. We got a lot to
Should
get
have
to
told Max
today.
Crosby, man.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Well, we got the NBA Finals. By the way, NBA Finals wrapped up. The Knicks are champs. I need a check-in on New York. I don't know what's going on over there. I haven't
Ground zero right now.
Is it ground zero?
I'll say this, too, with the Knicks. As Pistons fans, and I've seen a lot of people, and I know we're going to get into it a little bit, let them enjoy it.
Oh, no, I'm all with
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's so many people who have things to say about it, and it's just like, what? Like, I was thinking about it after they won. When I was driving home, we were watching at a bar. I was driving home, and the one thing I thought was, you know what? Like, we could have all these back and forths with these fan bases and have these rivalries with the Knicks, the Cavs, all these teams, all we want, and with the Lions, like the Bears, the Packers, all that. At the end of the day, though, you know what ends that whole thing and makes everyone shut up? Is if you actually win it all.
Absolutely.
And I don't care if it's an easy schedule, if it's an easy path, if it's this, if someone got hurt, I don't care. It's you won a championship. Because if we won one, we would instantly be like, yep, like we got that over you.
Freddie Felt says, let them suffer. Knicks fans don't deserve shit.
But we can't say anything, Freddie. You can't say anything.
I think two things can be true. I still don't like the Knicks fan base, but they deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, it's been since the 70s, y'all. Like, imagine if the Pistons hadn't won a championship since the
That long,
70s.
Has
Yeah.
anyone checked
Like,
it on
bro.
Maz? Like, have we heard
Hey,
from
I
Maz?
haven't wellness check on Maz for sure. We have not heard from him.
Rumor is Tom Mazaway is in New York running the streets in Times Square.
Tarps off?
I think it might be. I think it might be.
That's on brand. Maz is just
They
running
hadn't
around.
won since he was 12, bro. He used
Yeah.
to constantly tell that story. So I can't be mad at Knicks fans, bro.
Can't.
To destroy your city. I always compare it to when the Lions, if and when the Lions finally get it done, Detroit's going to be wiped from the map. Like, I just hope y'all ready for that.
It's not just the fans, too, that deserve it. And it's going to kill me to say this, obviously, as Pistons fans. The Knicks have become a little bit of a rival for us. The Knicks themselves deserve it.
Yeah.
And that front office, look at the moves they made to win this championship.
Right.
Traded first-round picks for OG. Traded first-round picks for Michael Bridges. Signed Jalen Brunson after leaving Dallas. Everybody called them stupid for giving him the max contract.
Right.
They gave him that. He's the finals MVP for him. Traded
Turned
for
into a
Karl Anthony
superstar.
Towns. That front office built a championship roster, and at some point, I think a lot of teams are going to look at that and say, okay, maybe I shouldn't sit on my hands for a couple off seasons and go make a ton of championship-winning moves like the Knicks did.
I remember it was dark days for them, too, man.
Yeah.
After
and
the Melo era, it was dark days.
Can I address something, too? KG, this is kind of at you in the morning show.
Okay.
Neil Rule.
Shout out.
Neil Rule going on the air today and being like, the New York Knicks, what was the term? You were on the show. What was the term that I heard this morning? That they stuck with the plan or something like that. I think it was.
Yeah.
He's like, they stuck with the plan. Like, they wrote it out, man. Like, don't ask the Pistons to do anything. Look what the Knicks just did.
Yeah, he was kind of
Neil,
getting at that. Like,
guess what, Neil? I could go through every trade right here, right now.
They made so many
They did not stick with the plan, Neil Rule.
They did not.
They did the complete opposite of sticking with the plan. They went and signed Jalen Brunson. Then what they did is they said, you know what, we had guys like R.J. Barrett and all these different players.
Right.
By the way, mind you, R.J. Barrett, guys, who averaged 20 points a game in the New York Knicks.
He was their blue chip.
He averaged 20 points a game. Julius Randle averaged 20 and 10 on the Knicks team. What did they do? Just like the Pistons now, they have a 20 and 10 guy. They have, a guy that can average 15 to 20. They have Asar Thompson. And guess what? You have to be able to look at it and say, can we win with this roster? You know what the Knicks did? They said, maybe we can't. Just because these guys are good and they're all NBA. Julius Randle was two or three time all NBA in New York. Fun fact, multi-time All-Star, got MVP votes. Fun fact, guess what they did? They still moved on from him. They said, you know what, we're going to trade Julius Randle, and we're going to go get Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go trade R.J. Barrett, and we're going to go get OG Anunoby. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take 5 first-round picks, and we're going to go trade for Mikal Bridges. And they put together the correct roster. So for Neil to say, oh, they kept going with the plan, that's just, it's wrong. They didn't. And I'm not sitting here saying that the Pistons need to go out there and they need to go make all these moves. Go trade Jalen Duren. Go trade Asar. No, I'm not doing that. But the point needs to be said is, and what Pistons fans need to understand is, don't get attached. Like, can we stop getting attached to these players? Look what the Knicks did with All-Stars and All-NBA players. They went out and they flipped them for different guys, and it was the right guys. The people we have in our building right now, and this is not recency bias because the Knicks just won. This is a fact. This is something we've been talking about for a while. You might have to move on from an Asar, a Jalen Duren, and a Ron Holland, and you might not like it as Isaiah Stewart, and it's going to happen, and I think it has to happen because, just quite frankly, you're not winning a championship with the roster you have constructed right now.
No.
You have to go out there and get other pieces, and you're going to have to get rid of some of these guys because Jalen Duren isn't as good as a Karl Anthony Towns when it comes to trying to win a championship, and it's the same as an OG Anunoby. Asar Thompson's not an OG Anunoby, and I could keep going down the line here, and Trajan Langdon at some point. Again, I'm not saying you have to do it just like the Knicks did, but you have to find trade packages to bring in complementary pieces with your MV or your hopefully future MVP.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done it yet, and that's going to be a big part of Trajan's off season over the next year or two. And to Neil's point this morning, the one thing I will say is the Pistons are a year or two behind what the Knicks are right now.
It's two completely different situations.
It is, but because they're 2 years ahead.
Yeah.
But what you have to understand is you do have to get to that point soon. And right now is that point. You no longer are sitting back and saying, let's just let these guys develop. No, it's time to make moves. You have an MVP candidate on your roster.
Now, to shoot Neil a little bit of bail, he was more referring to this offseason for the Knicks because they didn't make it damn near any moves this offseason. But I told him, I'm like, they didn't have to.
They didn't have to because they did it last offseason.
They already had a lot of players in the building. They just had to win with what they had.
They got coaches.
Yeah, and they got rid of Tibbs, who was running those guys down, and you see 1 year under Mike Brown, they end up in the championship. But you got to give credit to Leon Rose and the whole team over there in New York.
Nor Lifestyle said trading Asar is franchise suicide. He just needs to develop offense. This is the issue. I bet you if you were in New York 5 years ago and they started talking about R.J. Barrett being traded, I'm not comparing Asar to R.J., but I'm sure there were fans that said if you trade R.J. Barrett, if you trade Julius Randle, it's a franchise suicide. Well, that's the same conversation that was being had, I'm sure, with Knicks fans.
Maybe not Julius Randle, but I get you.
But no, Julius Randle too, dude. What are you talking about?
No,
He's an all-NBA player.
He was a good player, but he has limitations.
He was an all-NBA player, and he had MVP votes. Those conversations, there were Knicks fans that probably had those conversations. So it's time for Pistons fans, it's time for Detroit fans, get a little uncomfortable. It's going to have to happen. And if Trajan does, guys, again, you're not winning a championship with this roster.
No.
Next year, the Pacers are going to be back better than ever. They're going to be back to their form. The Cavs are going to probably be back better than ever. The Knicks are still going to be the Knicks because their roster's still together. The Celtics are going to have a healthy Jason Tatum again. You're no longer going to be we're the best in the East again. You're going to have to. It's going to be a lot harder next year. So if you're Trajan, it's time to get serious about building a real roster.
Yeah, I do agree with Chuck though. In what you mean by trading a star, obviously, if you want to get something of premium, you have to give up something of premium.
Yes.
So Asar, if he's traded, it's clearly for a really, really good player. And I want to say this too. It's crazy before we go because we got to go to break, but I do want to read this stat. And Ryan Phillips tweeted this out. He said one of the craziest sports statistics I've ever seen. This, not to take away from the Knicks, but this is nuts.
Oh, yeah,
the Spurs led for 72% of the NBA Finals, and they lost in 5 games.
I heard that stat earlier. It's
that
insane.
is insane.
Because I was at home thinking, bro, they had a halftime lead in damn near every game.
Dude, they were up by 15 in almost every game.
That
every
just
time.
shows-
You blew a 29-point lead.
Yeah.
Like,
the
it's
Spurs aren't there
crazy.
yet.
It is
man.
crazy, though. I don't know. Like, that's crazy on the Spurs side, but you kind of want to give the Knicks a little credit because that the adversity to go through being down 15,
Mental
29,
fortitude. Yeah.
19,
No, yeah, for sure.
and to still be able to come out and win in 5, that's impressive for that team. That's why I
It
always
is,
say with
for
this
sure.
Knicks team, I respect them because like I thought in the playoffs they were the best defensive team, even though, the Spurs had Wemby. Knicks defensively as a team where they were incredible. Mike Brown, by the way, shout out to Mike Brown, dude. Did a hell of a job coaching that team.
I do. Should we get to Supreme Lending now, Caleb? Let me just rip that. Yeah, before we do that, though, real quick, I just want to say we do have to address a take by one of our own here at Woodward Sports, Easy.
Uh-oh.
Shout out Easy. He was in our group chat talking crazy about the Knicks. And he brought up the Pistons, and he brought up something that we're going to address next segment. Before we do that, I got to tell you about our friends over at Supreme Lending, because if you're buying a home or refinancing, it's a massive decision, and just like in sports, you need the right team behind you. That's why we're proud to welcome our good friends over at Supreme Lending. Here's the game changer. You apply for the eligible loan, mention Woodward Sports, you receive up to $500 off your appraisal. Score this deal by calling the numbers and talking to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Crunch time, Woodward Sports. Live 11 to 1. By the way, hit the like button on the stream. Everybody, do us a favor. Hit that like button. Pushes it out in the algorithm. Supports us. I do want to mention we are on the road today. Okay, we're at a very special golf outing. Calvin Johnson, you might know the guy. All right, it's his 4th annual Celebrity Golf Classic to support youth scholarship and education. Everybody's out here. Brad Holmes. I saw Jerome Bettis, Joyke Bell, Lomas Brown, Dan Miller. Former athletes, former guys that worked with the Detroit Lions, and guys that are currently surrounded with the Detroit Lions, and former Red Wings, all people coming together for a great cause. We'll be here. We're actually the last show here, so we're honored to be out here. Crunch Time's here. The whole crew's here. We got more to talk about. Okay, we're on this Knicks stuff because it's relevant to the Pistons. Okay, we have videos we got to get to. We got a Brad Holmes interview Spenny got. I got a chance to talk to Calvin Johnson. There's plenty of content we're going to get to from the golf outing when we get to Lions. But first, I want to stay on Knicks. Because Easy, we have a group chat, and Easy was dropping some things in there, all right?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
He said, and I love Easy, okay? And there's times where Easy will have a take, and I give him credit because it does come out of left field. And I want to know how you people feel about this take. And he's probably going to say it later, so I feel bad if I'm giving it away, but he can back up why he believes this take. But he said the Knicks are lucky the Pistons didn't get to him because the matchups the Pistons provide for the Knicks, the Pistons would have had a good chance to take down the Knicks. Am I getting that right? Based on matchups and styles make fights, and based off the regular season, how the Pistons beat the Knicks. But here's the thing with that, guys, okay? And I really tried to go and look at, like, regular season matchups, but then I started realizing, why am I doing this? Yeah. The regular season, guys, does not matter, all right? It matters for seeding. But when you look at matchups and when you face the team in October, face the team in December compared to in the playoffs, none of that stuff matters. And I love Easy, but the playoffs are a completely different game. We saw Jalen Duren turn into Roy Hibbert come April, okay? Eesh. So that's the playoffs, man. Like, that's what happens. We're talking about an All-NBA player basically averaging 10 a game. You know, like, things are just massively different in the postseason. We saw a Knicks team actually look better in the postseason. They hit that mark at the perfect time. So Do I believe the Pistons would have, given the Knicks a run? Who gives a shit? I think they would have lost regardless. Because the Knicks were playing such great basketball. And I said on the show, man, for Hot Take Thursday, that the Knicks are having an all-time playoff run, and it still stands. I mean, I don't even care. I read the stat about the Spurs leading for 72% of the series. It doesn't take away from the fact of what the Knicks actually done in this postseason. The record in the postseason, they had 3 losses all postseason by under 10 points combined in all the games. 2 of them were by 1 point to the Hawks. So let's just give the Knicks credit. You know what I mean? Give the Knicks credit for the run they went on. And if the Pistons would have – I want to ask the chat, though. If the Pistons would have beat the Cavs in 7 and faced the Knicks, you think they would have had a good chance to take them down and make the finals?
I see someone here actually said, Nora said, I firmly believe if we played the Knicks in the playoffs, we'd beat them convincingly.
Jeez.
Asar would have put Brunson in hell.
Convincingly is a little.
There would have been, and I'm just going to
the Cavs got swept, so could we say they lose in 6?
I'm going to say how it is.
What
Pistons,
are we doing, guys?
It wouldn't have even gone 7. Pistons would have lost in 5 versus the Knicks.
The only advantage.
I just don't think people realize enough with the Knicks how different this Knicks team was from the regular season to the playoffs. They flipped a switch after they went down 2-1 to the Hawks. Something in that locker room, something with those guys. There was a flip that got switched, and they turned into a completely different basketball team. Defensively, offensively, everything about that team was different. Even when they were down 29, they still found a way to fight back. It was a Knicks team. That's why I hate the fact, and I love Easy, but I think it's one of the worst things to do as a fan is to be like, well, if we played this team, it's like, dude, you literally lost to a team that they swept.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here?
I think the only real advantages the Pistons may have had is the mental advantage because you did kind of dog walk them during the season, and maybe a defensive edge. You might give them a slight defensive edge, but the Knicks played
Knicks had the best
defense in the playoffs.
Even when the Pistons were playing high-level defense, the Knicks' defense, if you're watching their series, their defense was better.
Yeah.
As a team, they were like Asar, maybe the best defensive player on that if you would have matched them up, but what it comes
down to is, can you put the ball in the basket, though? And that was what was really holding the Pistons back throughout the playoffs. I think the Knicks, with Jalen Brunson, the way he can get to the line, Cat actually kind of showing up in some of those playoff games, who knows, man? I think it would have been a little bit tougher, but I can easily make the argument that the Knicks would have came here and did something.
The Knicks would have beat you. I don't even think – I don't understand how easy you can be able to match. I just don't see a world. You just weren't a good team in the playoffs, and they were the best team in the playoffs.
I mean, guys, we've watched sports a while. You see teams when they get into the postseason. I bring up the Giants team that took down the undefeated Patriots. That Giants team, they were 10-6. Like, some teams hit a stride come the postseason. The Knicks actually had a pretty good record. They won 50 games, but come postseason, they got even better. You know what I mean? That's clear. That's why they won the championship. So you can't take a regular season example and apply it to April plus, for how their team played. I think the Knicks are built perfectly for playoff basketball.
If people want to argue, Jalen Duren would match up better versus the Knicks, guys, what did the Knicks just do to the best center in the NBA?
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson would ate him alive.
Yeah. Not Mitchell, Cat even.
Both of them.
Cat,
they had bodies.
They were locking up Wemby at times, and that game 4, I think it was game 4 in New York. Wemby ended the game 3 for 13. Jalen Duren would have been 0 for 10 with 3 rebounds.
The way he was playing, because I get from a paper standpoint, Jalen Duren should win that matchup, but the way he was playing throughout that play, you can't really make that argument
for sure. Yeah. That's why I think it's a hindsight thing to be able just to kind of cope a little bit. I texted Easy that I said, dude, this is you coping. As a Pistons fan, again, this is one of those things where you just have to I saw Sean in the show just put his head down. You just have to, hey, they win. You can't say anything. There's nothing to say as a Pistons fan. They won. I tweeted out, dude, I had a tweet. I went back to find it just because I thought it was funny, and I just didn't say anything about it because it's I can't. What do I say? I tweeted out after the Pistons won the third game versus the Knicks by 30. I said the Pistons are the last teams that the Knicks want to see in the postseason.
Oh, yeah,
that post blew up. Knicks fans, even when we lost in the playoffs, went back to that post. But it's they won the chance. What do I say?
Yeah, but even then, look how different the teams look then.
So different.
The
Knicks team was night and day difference from the regular season to the playoffs.
And if we want to talk matchups, too, the perfect matchup, how do you beat the Knicks? You stop Brunson. You throw everything you have at Brunson. The Spurs had the perfect roster to do it. They have 2 phenomenal perimeter defenders in Harper and Castle, with Wemby right behind them. Vassell can guard. Obviously, they're not of the caliber of Asar Thompson as a perimeter defender. But, Jalen Brunson getting on switches against Duncan Robinson, he's eating all day. The Spurs had a ton of guys to throw at Brunson, and they still couldn't stop him. The short answer to this is no. The Knicks would have iced out the Pistons in probably 5 or 6 games.
Also, if we're living in hypotheticals, even if the Pistons beat the Knicks, they would have lost to the Spurs in 5.
Oh,
Yeah,
They couldn't beat the Spurs in the regular season,
too.
too.
I think his point was just they'll beat the Knicks.
But it's such a hindsight situation. Just give them the credit and move on. That's where I'm at with it, because they just won a championship. There's literally nothing else to say about it.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Let's see. Chuck says, Jeff, multiple teams slept walk through the regular season. Our Pistons are at a spot on the road, and they tried hard to win every single game. Shoe Prince says Pistons did not have another level to get to.
No, and
offensively,
again, they don't, with the roster that they have right now. If they keep running it back with this roster, there's going to be a cap on it. And if it's because you can't score, you can't. You have 2 guys on the court at every moment that can't get a bucket. And that's just, it's a fact. And even if you throw Stu out there, Stu can, but he can't create one.
Yeah,
so you essentially just have Cade Cunningham out there trying to get buckets, and that's it. So until they make a roster move, it's just like with the Knicks, man. They added score. OG can guard. He can also get you 25 if he needs to. Mikal Bridges, he can guard. He can also go get you 25 at any night. Same with Karl Anthony Towns. I can keep going down the line. These guys can also score.
This comment, smash the numbers. This is where we're at now. Smash the numbers. Buy low, trade for Wemby.
Come on.
Is that easy?
Come on. That
Buy
might
low,
be easy.
trade for Wemby?
That's easy living in a coping world.
No, I'm in.
That's a troll. It's funny as hell.
Buy low.
Buy low is crazy.
What would you have to give up? Little Caesars Arena or something? No way.
Ownership of the team.
Yeah,
Right.
That ain't happening, dude. But yeah, we'll move on here. Let's go to break. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Again, we're at the Calvin Johnson, the Golf Classic, the golf outing. He holds for youth scholarships, does it for the youth, for the kids, for the kids.
Love the kids.
Great cause. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes. We'll be right back.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around. Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
All right, most people think energy comes in a 16-ounce can full of sugar and neon-colored liquid, but you do know better. Upgrade your game with the Thrive Energy pouches. You see them here. Beautiful, beautiful pouches. It's not your daddy's dip or your Dan Campbell's dip. It's a tobacco-free and nicotine-free mental powerhouse with 300 milligrams of clean and smart caffeine, including alpha-GPC and L-theanine. You get no sugar, or no jitters, no sugar crash, zero bloating. You can find them at dipstop.com, and you can use promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order, and you can find them exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. It's Thrive, baby. Clean energy, zero distractions. They just effing work.
What up, though, everybody? It's your boy, Spenmo Rex. I'm here at the Calvin Johnson outing with the one, the only, the GM of the Detroit Lions, Brad Holmes. Brad, how amazing is it to see former and past Detroit Lions coming together like this to help the community?
I think it's awesome. Look, Detroit's such a great sports city in itself, and we got a lot of great former athletes here. So just for everybody to come together and just have a great tournament for a great cause like this, especially in a player like Calvin Johnson's name, it doesn't get any better than him. But yeah, it's awesome. It's truly amazing, and I asked Dan Miller the same thing. It really shows the strides that yourself, Sheila, and Dan have done to bring this family back together with the Detroit Lions. It's just amazing to see everyone working together. Yeah, no, I mean, collaboration is a big part of what we do. It starts there, and I think I go by the old saying, I think two people can move a couch better than one person, and so that's just where it starts with. But if we don't have good collaboration, then we really can't move forward with anything. So so far so good.
And we're talking, training camp starting soon. You and Dan have preached competition. Yeah. We're seeing it with the battles for nickel, with the battles for guard spot and different things like that. Yep. How important is it for you to have that fight back at training camp?
Yeah, no, competition brings out the best of everybody. I think everybody knows that, but we'll just see how the chips fall. We're really not done adding still. We're having guys, we're still guys bringing in for workouts, so we're going to continue to keep adding that competition. So we're not done yet, but we want to have the best competition possible for depth.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brad. You have a great day today. We appreciate you.
Shout out Spend Mo Racks. Interview with Brad Holmes, and he talked a lot about just the competition, just the off season, and of course we get the annual "We're not done" from Brad Holmes every year.
Every year, at the same time.
It's the best. It's the best. It gets the fans excited, fired up about what could Brad Holmes look to add. And I know there's competition. Spenny mentioned
UDFA.
Yeah, left guard, nickel. Right. There's a lot of competition at those spots, and I think the big. I know there's some question marks with what's going on at safety, and we got a player actually we're going to get to later, by the way, that. Talk about some guys that need to step up for training camp, so maybe there are other positions. But I think to Spenny's point, left guard and safety, there's a lot of competition. So if you're talking about adding, I guess that's where the discussion is.
Yeah.
Is where could they use more bodies?
And he said we're still having guys in for workouts. Honestly, it is crazy as it is. Secondary, yeah. Safety, corners, I think that's obviously, we all know that, the nickel position, all of that. I think, though, there is a world, and people are, Booner, you're crazy, you're setting yourself up. That edge position, though, I don't think they're going to sit there and it's not that, hey, well, they're done. They filled out those spots. They're good to go. I think Brad, and when you spoke to him, and I think the way he kind of speaks about it, I think there is a sense of in the back of their head they do understand that they have let that position kind of die out. Not die out, but haven't really addressed it a bunch the last few years. Yeah. And I think that he's a little in his head okay, I'm going to make sure we're constantly addressing this and making sure this position's good to go. Because obviously around the league, you see teams that win, they have deep edge rooms. So when he talks about, he had mentioned, hey, we have guys coming in for workouts. Guys, I wouldn't be shocked if some edges are coming in for workouts still. And he just doesn't want to let that thing slip through the cracks again because it did. And obviously we all know in the media it became a laughing, a little bit. Justin went up to Brad and said it's a joke. Oh, hey, another edge? Right. And Brad just laughs it off. Obviously it's a fun bit at this point. But I really do think Brad in the back of his mind is I don't want it to get to that again. I want to make sure that this doesn't slip through the cracks anymore. Yeah. So I do think that's a position group that we all look at. You don't want to be comfortable just leaning on a Peyton Turner. You don't want to be comfortable just leaning on a DJ Wanham or a rookie and Derek Moore. You have those pieces to be able to lean on and kind of work through, but you don't want to, just in case something happens, you don't want to just have those guys. Yeah. And I think they want to be able to build up some depth in that room. And I also think it's the same thing in the secondary, man, or even the linebacker room. Don't be shocked if there's a linebacker kind of at some point that gets signed for more depth there to kind of come in and fight for a position. We talk about the Bobby Wagner thing. He's just sitting out there, sitting at home. Same with Jadeveon Clowney. Those are names that are very intriguing to probably a guy like Brad Holmes.
Yeah.
And they're hey, let's just get them in the building and let's see where they're at. Are they still there? So I still think everything is on the table for this team. I really do. I don't think that the edge is done because he drafted Derek Moore. Neil's well, you got your help. No, I think Brad's constantly trying to make sure that what happened the last 2 or 3 years does not happen again in those rooms.
Is it safe to say that I'll be shocked if it's an edge rusher at this point? Because I just don't see it with the edge position. Safety makes a little more sense.
I don't know if it'd be shocking, though, because it's become such a big thing in this city to where I can understand why Brad is putting a priority on it.
Yeah, now. And he's done a better job this year of supplying that room. But that's what makes me think he won't add anything else. Safety, I can understand. I'm not really sure what you can even do at the guard position at this point, this deep, into the offseason. But if they were to bring somebody in, it's for depth purposes, and I'm okay with that. But as far as edge, though, I can't really see it, man.
Yeah, I think you can. I made the case for Jadeveon Clowney, so I'm with you on adding another body in there. But the way I think Brad approaches it is I don't think he adds another edge.
Unless there's an injury or something.
And that's even though I'm with you, I think I would sign another edge. I would. No
but
we would.
It is. But the thing is we're basing you're basing that based off of what he did. I don't think he will. We're basing it off what he did. Like, he didn't switch up his whole thing, like his approach this year.
No.
Because he did. Because he let go of Marcus Davenport. He let go of Josh Pascal. You know, he went out there and actually drafted an edge in the second round.
They got Wanham.
He went and got DJ Wanham.
Yeah.
So they've gone. He is kind of almost 180 to this whole way that he goes about the edge this offseason. And I think if we asked him today, like, dude, I think he'd be lying if he said the reason he did it wasn't because a little bit like, hey, we do need to address this. Like, I do understand a little bit where the fan base is.
Do you think he feels like that now? You think he feels like he fixed it?
I think he thinks he might have fixed it, but I don't. I think the fact that he's doing it a different way this offseason changed his mindset of, hey, I'm going to make sure we turn every stone in the edge.
Hey, by the way, fans, guess who's out there right now? Zadarius Smith. Should we just start talking about this again?
Yes, that is true. He said he coming out of retirement, baby.
That's what he said. He said, I'm retired until
for the right team.
Oh,
he
goodness.
did.
No, I'm not doing that again. But I'll throw a position at you that I think they should add at competition too is linebacker. I think they can use another linebacker.
Bobby Wagner, baby.
They're in a specific type of linebacker. And again, I'm not saying these guys grow on trees, but we talk about the linebacker position, and you got Jack Campbell, and Derek Barnes, and Malcolm Rodriguez, you got your boy Trevor Nowaski, Jimmy Rolder. We'll see what happens there. Yeah. But they could probably use, and I'm looking at these free agents here. There's some guys that are vets, you know, and it doesn't have to be. You could do Bobby Wagner, he's 36, but you can go younger than that. But more guys that could come in and kind of push the Malcolm Rodriguezes of the world and Jimmy Rolders of the world, Trevor Nowaskis of the world. I don't think you're going to sign a guy off the street and he's going to, challenge Derek Barnes. Maybe, but I think they could probably use just another. Guy who's very experienced in that role. I wouldn't be shocked if they throw another linebacker in there somewhere.
I would be.
For their money.
The only person I would actually be shocked if Bobby Wagner was a Lion.
Yeah.
There's just no.
I
know that would be a massive problem.
It's such an opposite move to what Brad would do, like a 36-year-old linebacker.
I think it would be awesome. Again, the fact that we saw Brad do something this offseason with the edge room that we've never seen him do before, and I think, again, he did it off of pressure, makes me think that there is a chance that he goes out there and makes him a splash free agent signing. Obviously, I don't mean like a Pro Bowler, but like a Zadarius Smith or a Jadeveon or something. I just have I have that feeling deep in me, and I don't know if maybe it's just me being naive to the whole situation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so a little bit.
But there's a trend here. I mean,
I would like to believe
we're talking about defense, both positions, so there's obviously a trend in how we feel. They probably should add more bodies on defense. Linebacker, edge, I don't really care what it is, quite frankly.
Yeah.
The offense, I think the only spot you'd really add more is that guard spot, but they got, like you said, KG, they got so many dudes in there that are competing that I feel pretty good about. I mean, I don't know, maybe tight end. I don't know.
Maybe.
Just to throw, just compete with Brock Wrights of the world and stuff, but they're pretty good on offense, I'd say. It's really
Weezy D said acting like Jadeveon Clowney is good as nuts. Go look at his last season.
Shit, I'll take him on this defense. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Especially if it's in a rotation with, now you have Hutch, Jadeveon, DJ Wanham, and Derek Moore.
Yeah, come on.
That's and Ahmed Hassi. That's like a pretty good 4 or 5 guys there.
And the reason, Chuck says a coverage linebacker. Yeah, I agree. I just don't know if you'll find that.
It's not a lot of them.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them, but that's to me the biggest question with what kind of happens with D. Barnes is, what role does he play? If you run 2 linebackers, you got Jack and D. Barnes. Like, Jack is he's the best linebacker defending the run, but he's got to cover. I mean, that's what he's got to do because Derek Barnes can't do that. All due respect.
It's a big.
I think Jack has made more strides in that department.
For sure.
He has, but this is a big jump from this year because Anzo, that was like really primarily Anzo last year.
But do you want to take Jack away from,
from what he's good at?
From the ball.
Yeah.
It's he's so good at it.
That's why this season's so interesting when the linebacker room, because now is Derek Barnes going to be in coverage? We saw already clips come out of camp or OTAs of Derek Barnes out in coverage and Jack, being Jack Campbell.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
It's going to be interesting. I'll tell you that. Schiff says safety will be the talk of the town all season. Well, more specifically, the health of Kirby and Brian. Just really Kirby more so because you kind of know Brian's coming back at some point. Yeah, Kirby, that's the unknown part of it. Yeah, and the guys they have. Peyton Turner, by the way, has Peyton Turner been getting – have I seen some Peyton Turner hype on social media?
I think you have. And guess
have I seen this correctly?
Guess who started the hype? Dan Campbell. He was at the podium bigging up guys like Peyton Turner.
Yeah, but the only reason with that, though, I think people is like, oh, he's a former first-round pick. So the talent's there. Like, if you're a first-round pick, there's talent. But again, he's played how many snaps in the last 3 or 4 years? Right, like he doesn't touch.
There's
the
a former
field.
first-round pick who's out there right now, Jeff Okudah.
Oh no!
Former first-round pick, guys.
Reunion.
Why did you even bring him up? Why?
I heard former first-round pick. I'm just throwing that around.
Yeah.
Hey,
number 3.
Yeah, he's got to be
top
good.
3. Yeah,
he's got to be good, right? Right? Come on, man. Weezy, more interceptions, D. Barnes or Jack? Interesting. I mean,
it's probably well, Derek Barnes the last couple of years has
Can
had
I say neither?
Jack's never had a pick.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I say neither?
Jack's
one of
never
them's
had
going to get a
pick
pick, so you can't. Someone, I would honestly, I'll probably go Derek Barnes. Derek Barnes, I think, has 2 in the last 2 years, and he has the one to go to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, he did have that one.
So you got to respect him a little bit. And last year, I think he had. I could be wrong. I thought he had one last year.
That was a bad Baker pass.
Yeah, it was the tip. It was like was it a deflection or
I think it was
a tip
deflection
at the line of scrimmage? I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Either way, but yeah, he did get that one. They all count the same, by the way. Interception. So I'm not trying to
get him.
By the way, Jack's had a couple get tipped to him, and he just hasn't gotten them. So
he almost had one.
I think he'll have right place, right time interception.
Yeah,
I think Jack one time he got thrown at, and he had it. He almost had it in his hands. I forget it was like it was the 15-2 year. I think he had an opportunity, but he was able to get. He's due too,
He'll get it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
I can't confidently say Derek Barnes, though. I can't. Sorry.
Shift God says, is Matt Milano great in coverage? Well, Matt Milano's
I just looked him up PFF.
I don't think he has any kneecaps. I think he's done.
I think Matt Milano is just going to be like I don't know. He was good at his best.
Oh, no question.
He was good. It's just he's gotten injured a billion times. Yeah. I forgot he's still sitting out there. The Bills defense, they kind of revamped that whole thing.
Xavier D says, more sacks, Hutchinson or the rotation on the other side?
Hutch. Yeah,
all right.
Because, I mean, I guess it depends.
Hold on.
I get it. If one of them get like 7 to 8, Hutchins, let's say, is at 15, then you need 5 or 6 more out of all right.
Peyton, give me 2.
but are we counting defensive tackles?
No, other side. Just other side. So it'd be Ahmed, Peyton, DJ, Derek Moore.
Aline might be good for 2 or 3. That's it.
Yeah, which is terrible, by the way. That's a terrible
I mean, he had D tackle. You don't expect.
No, you do expect an Aline McNeil D tackle. He should be
that 3 tech.
He is a little.
He should be getting 8 plus. He should be getting 8+ a year. And
8 plus,
bro. What? Go look at some defensive tackles out in the NFL.
KG, if you want to be Dexter Lawrence,
he's getting paid.
But I don't view him as that though.
But that's the issue. Then why are you paying him that much?
I get that.
He's getting paid like that.
If you get no, it's not the market. No, it's not. If you get paid that much, you should be going as a defensive tackle. You're not out there just to fall down and be a guy on the ground to stop the run. You're getting us 7+ sacks a season.
Booner, I've heard you've had this argument a few times with a couple people. Why are people not expecting sacks out of Aline McNeil? Why do they think he's
because
DJ
like KG said, it's not the market. He's a defensive tackle. He's not a DJ Reader just clog up the middle. He's a tackle that's supposed to be getting to the quarterback.
But even as that, I only see maybe 5, 6 max.
That's why there's an issue, though. That's why you shouldn't have paid him the money
you have Hutch, and hopefully you have some shit on the other side of him.
Come on, man.
You don't blitz the linebackers. The linebackers going to get some of them sacks. I just don't view Aline getting a lot of those sacks.
They're not paying him to run stuff. They're paying him to get
the quarterback, and he has not done it.
I don't think they are. I think they are paying him to stop the run.
They're paying him to be a 3-tech.
Yeah.
They're paying him to be like what Chris Jones is.
No, but the fact that he gets to the quarterback is an added bonus. I don't think the Lions
doesn't, though. He had, 2 sacks last year?
Yeah, he was hurt coming off
he was hurt.
Historically, he has been a sack getter, but I'm just saying the Lions don't view him as that.
He's probably Jeffrey Simmons, 11 sacks last year, defensive tackle.
He's not Jeffrey Simmons, bro.
But he gets paid like the same amount.
I understand that.
Can we stop saying he's not this guy, and then we're like, we're fine with him having on the last
he's good. He's good where he's.
Come on, have a higher expectation.
But he's not a. You acting like he's a scrub. He's not a scrub, bro. Especially when you got on this D line.
You're not listening to context, KG. He gets paid to be an all-pro defensive tackle.
I get that, bro.
So what are you talking about? Acting like he's a scrub.
You said he was French top 10. French top 10s get paid like that. It's unfortunate.
Okay.
Fringe top 10 when he's getting to the quarterback.
He doesn't do that consistently.
But if you're in that market, you're going to get paid.
At his back. No, it's not. He got paid that. Dude, he got paid top 5 money 2 years ago. He was the third highest paid defensive tackle.
But at
in the NFL.
at the time,
he was
it made
the 15th
sense.
best defensive tackle.
At the time, it made sense. He was ascending. The injury kind of slowed that down.
Yeah,
it made sense at the time. It did.
No, it did not. He never had a. What was his most
you
sacks
was
in the
always
season?
off on it. So
what was the most sacks he had in the season before he got paid that much?
5. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. Jeffrey Simmons 11 gets paid the same amount. Come on, dude.
And the whole thing, too,
it's
is
ridiculous
that
that people even stick up for him until we actually see him put something on the field.
No, again, I am. He was coming off an ACL
It's
last
like,
year,
come
but
on, bro.
still, like.
Do you know
the thing
Brandon
is like
Dolores?
he lost all that weight for everybody.
More sacks than Aleem.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he lost all the weight, and everybody's like, he's going to play the 3-tech. He cut down all the weight. He's going to get to the quarterback. He's going to be the 3-tech. Let's see it now. That's what I want to see.
I'm telling you, if you ask the Lions right now, what do we value Aleem more for? It would be stopping the run. It not necessarily getting to the quarterback. They don't necessarily care about getting to the quarterback. Yeah. Clearly, look at the move.
But I wouldn't call getting to the
you
quarterback.
You paid a defensive tackle.
Brad has said it himself. They just want to set an edge. They don't really care. They would much rather stop the run.
Honestly, I don't care what Brad wants.
What if Brad walks by right
now? I'll say, hey, I don't care what you want. I want a defensive tackle that you're paying $30 million. I would like him to have more than 5 sacks in a season.
I understand that.
I don't think you do.
I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm just telling you what they view him as.
You're telling me that that's not what they view him as. You said that that's not what he does. That is what he's supposed to do.
But it's an added bonus.
It's not what he does. Because he's never had more than 5.
I guess what I'm saying, KG, is that
am I crazy?
I value the sacks more than an added bonus.
Of course you do.
I think
but
he
you
should be getting to the quarterback.
But when you have a hutch and you hopefully have, like I said, maybe last year AQM 11 sacks.
Sure.
Like he's not gonna get that many sacks.
No.
But he should have more than 5.
Here's the thing, guys. If you're paid that, and the reason why when you're paid, expectations arise.
Of course,
okay? They increase. If you're paid top 5 at your position, you're supposed to do both at a high level. If you're just an elite run defender,
but Hutch just scraping 15 sacks a year. We expect more from Hutch.
No,
can we stop saying as well? He's not supposed to be an edge where he gets sacks. Guys, he is a 3-tech defensive tackle that's supposed to get to the quarterback. He doesn't do that, and he's never done it. So, to me, that's end of story. He's never done it, even if he's gotten injured or not. You pay him enough. You pay him money for him to go out there and get you 7+ at that money with a Leonard Williams, Chris Jones, like all these guys, Jeffrey Simmons. That's the money he gets. I don't care if it's like, hey, Brad doesn't think he should do that. No, you paid him to do that. He needs to do it. This year, he needs to have a minimum. Like, he needs to get to 7 sacks. That's it. There should be no question about it.
We got to go to break. We're blowing through the break. When we come back, we got more videos to get to. People are already giving their thoughts on Aleem. Maybe we'll stay on Aleem. We'll see how the
hot
topic. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. We're at the Calvin Johnson Celebrity Golf Outing.
Come on, KC.
Doing our
I
live
love
show.
it, man. We're doing that.
Shout out the 4th annual Celebrity Golf Classic to support youth scholarship and education. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. 1's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
And we are back, and you can be back with Mad Packs. And I know I've been telling y'all all morning, but that's because these products are just that damn good, man. And I'm here to tell you about the Boom Shakalaka 200 milligram hash rosin gummies and the high-low pre-rolls, not pre-rolls this time, with the 200 milligram live resin gummies. They also got the Mad Packs extracts. That's the concentrate for my big smokers out there. But listen, you want to spend your summer with Mad Packs. You want to enjoy this beautiful weather. Get out on the course and maybe be a little high while you're doing it. And Mad Packs got you covered. Learn more at getmadpacks.com. Mad flavor, mad high, Mad Packs.
Crunch Time, Woodward Sports. We're live at Calvin Johnson's 4th annual Celebrity Golf Classic to support youth scholarships and education. Hit the like button on that stream.
Might as well.
We got a super chat, Michael Weary. He says, appreciate the $5, Michael. He says, Aleem will go off the season, stopping the running and getting sacks.
You want to know what's crazy, too? I guess this is easy under the Woodward Sports thing, and must not have his own account or got blocked out of his own account. He said Jeffrey Simmons got paid earlier than Aleem in whatever it was, 2023. Aleem was at 24. That's how contracts work. Easy. I understand. I think we all understand how contracts work, Bub. This situation is, though,
the Bub, though.
Aleem McNeil and out of the Ravens, Matabuke both got paid at the same time, the same offseason. Correct, boys?
Yes, that's correct.
Aleem McNeil, how many sacks was he coming off of that year? 5.
I remember.
Matabuke, easy, was coming off a 13-sack season as a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
A 3 tackle.
He was.
So he got paid the same amount as a guy that had 13. I'm not sitting up here saying he needs to get 13.
He had a down year the year after.
Well, no, 6.5. Yeah, sorry. So what is Aleem's 5-sack year?
I'm just saying.
Down year for 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 is down.
Put it in
Aleem,
context.
so, but we're talking about down year. So Aleem at 5 got paid the same as him.
Aleem got hurt the next year.
Yeah, but Aleem's never had more than 5 in his career. But a down year from Matabuke is 6.5. You see where I'm coming here? I'm not sitting here asking for double-digit sacks from Aleem McNeil. All I'm asking is, hey, if you're going to make the amount of money that you make at your position, unless you are just a straight run stopper, which you're not, get to the quarterback. That's all we ask. Because we do go at the edges all the time for not doing their jobs. Part of Aleem McNeil's job is to getting a sack, right? And is to get into the quarterback. I don't think 7 sacks is crazy to ask for from Aleem McNeil.
It's not, no.
Because and again, when I have this conversation with people, they instantly just go to, "That's not his job." No. It quite literally is.
No, but if he has 5 or 6 again, I don't think that's a
I think it's disappointing for him. The price that you have him at. Yeah, I think it's a little disappointing.
I think it depends on
because
how
he's
your
probably not
defense
going to be
as a whole.
He's probably not going to be a Pro Bowler. And if you're paying him Pro Bowl money, he should be a Pro Bowler.
I don't think you're wrong. I'm just saying, it also depends on how your defense as a whole, how are they getting to the quarterback as well.
Yeah,
I think that plays a part in it.
Him being a run defender, an elite run defender, is very valuable. They have to. I understand his value there.
And that's why they paid. It wasn't for the pass rushing port. That's all I'm saying.
No, KG, but you're
it's
missing.
An
you're
added
missing.
Bonus.
No, it's not an add. You're missing the full point. It is not an added bonus. If you get paid, KG, this is so simple. If you get paid $30 million or 28, whatever it is, and you're top 5 at that position, it is not an added bonus.
It's because he can do both.
But he can't because he has it.
Better. He's
it's
better
just
at
like
the
saying
run.
it's just like saying, hey, David Montgomery, he's not as good as Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield when it comes to catching passes, but he's really good pounding the ball. So you know what? Let's pay D-Mont. Let's pay D-Mont $20 million as a top running back in the league because it's an added bonus that he might be able to get the ball out of the backfield. No, it's if you pay him that much, like Jahmyr Gibbs, you pay him top tier money at running back, you expect him to get you 1,500 yards a year, and you also expect him getting 500 to 800 out of the backfield and 15 touchdowns. That's an expectation for that price.
You like he's the biggest contract on the team. He's
KG.
not.
He got paid 3rd most in his position.
I get that.
What are you talking about?
But
you keep saying I'm acting like I'm not acting like him.
If Brad Holmes didn't do that, somebody else would have. That's my point. I'm just talking about how they view him. That's it.
All right.
I'm
You're
not saying
listening
you're
to my
wrong.
point.
I'm
giving
not
you
saying
facts.
that you're wrong.
I'm giving you facts, KG. You're just saying you're acting like. No, I'm not acting like an idiot. I am giving you facts that are on paper. He got paid the 3rd most amount at that time, and he was coming off of 5. Yeah. So what's the issue then?
Once again, I was just making an argument of how they view him versus
it's an
how
added
you
bonus.
view
It
him.
is not an added bonus. When you get paid the top tier at a position, there's no added bonuses. Your expectations.
He doesn't specialize in pass rushing, though.
So you're saying that?
So then you don't pay him $30 million.
Yeah,
it's simple.
Be mad at Brad, then,
dude.
They paid him
what
the
are you
money.
talking about?
He
Be
would have
mad
got
at Brad.
paid. He would have
Who
got
are we
paid.
mad at? We're mad at Brad. We're saying that.
I'm just saying he would have got paid regardless, though.
No, he would not.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the injury cost him the season, bro.
So you're saying that be mad at the organization for paying him. So you would agree that at that time, what he makes versus what he's doing or what he's done, overpay.
Yeah, but that's hindsight, though. That's once again.
Even at the time, I think, and this is the argument I always base on. You guys went at it. We'll move on. But the way I look at it is, everyone you've paid on this team, Kirby. That's why I don't fault him. Kirby had a All-Pro year.
Yes.
Amon-Ra All-Pro year. Hutch, he's a Pro Bowler, double-digit sack guy. Like, I understand what he's done in the league. He was 4th in sacks this year. Like, Jared Goff, 30 touchdowns, 4,500 yards. Like, even
Pro
Jack
Bowler.
Campbell, All-Pro.
MVP candidate.
Yep, you look at who they're going to pay, Jahmyr Gibbs. I might have a disagreement, but still, you know what he
Pro
brings to
Bowler,
the table.
yeah.
Like, Penei Sewell, best offensive lineman in football. Aleem, 5 sacks, they gave him a bag. Like, that's
They
what
also gave Derek Barnes a bag. That's
well,
what
$8 million isn't a bag.
Yeah, but I'm saying for him though, they did pay him a
I
little
think
money.
Derek
but-
Barnes is probably top 15 at his
Again,
position. Paid.
at that
so
point,
it's not like it's not
if
too
he
bad.
doesn't, if people like in the chat, like, hey, if he doesn't specialize in pass rush, okay, you don't pay him that. You don't pay him to do both.
You pay him as a run defender.
Yes.
Yeah, you pay him as a
And
run
if that's the case, that's the argument.
But even that, he still would have been right around where he is now.
No, he would not. He would have gotten a lower contract if he was a run defender only.
Okay.
That's why it's the added bonus.
I got you.
No, it's a fact.
I'm
Go
not.
look at the defensive tackles that get paid that much even today.
I'm conceding you. Correct.
Yeah, and that's where again, and people I see Chuck and they're like, oh, sacks are. I don't think it's Chuck. It might have been someone else, but whoever is like, the sacks. Guys, sacks aren't everything. Aleem does a lot of things. There's things that
he does. No one said he doesn't.
For a second, please. There's a lot of things that D tackles do. Okay, sacks is an added bonus, though. You know what I mean? Like defending the run, all the stuff that's not measured on stats.
exactly what I was
those
saying.
are valuable, guys. They're very valuable. But sacks, dude. Like if you're just sitting here dismissing sacks, then you're wrong. Like
I'm not. But from the D tackle position, you don't expect a lot of sacks.
It's not
from
just
the D
sacks,
tackle
though, KG. You can look at win rate, pressure.
Yeah.
Like I want to see Aleem in the backfield.
No,
on
I
pass
got
plays.
you. I got
Maybe
you.
if he doesn't get the sack, he doesn't get the sack.
I feel like he can
But
get back
being
to that. But the injury, to me, the
that's
fact
fine.
he was injured
This
kind of
year-
muddies the waters.
This
That's
year,
all
though,
I'm
we
saying.
can all agree you
Yes.
expect him to be a disruptor
Absolutely.
consistently.
I've said
Okay,
it all
But
along.
like KG, if you don't expect him to get a lot of no one's, at least in my opinion, I'm not asking him to get 10 plus sacks. It's hey, you got to get to that 7-8 mark, and you have to.
Yeah.
And it's not because, man, like. It's an expectation. It's you. That's what your contract says. When you pay a guy at that level, like you expect to get that, or else you should have been paid less. And like again, it's not 12 sacks. I'm not asking him to do what Matabuke did and get 13 sacks, even though they got the same contract. I'm asking him to, hey, instead of 5 being your career high, you did not just get paid. Like if he got paid for a run stopper, then he would have got DJ Reader money because DJ Reader's a high level run stopper in the league.
Yeah.
He would have got DJ Reader money. He got double that, and he got double that because. Sacks is the added, as you guys want to say, is the added bonus. And it's not an added bonus that, if he gets it, it's awesome. No, it's the player he is, you expect to have the added bonus. And if you don't get the added bonus, then it's a failure, right? Like, that's the type of player he is. He's not a DJ Reader.
I wouldn't
He's
say
not
it's a failure, but
it is, though, because you pay for it.
He's under, and this is why, again, the contracts are structured in a way to benefit the Lions, and Aleem and Kirby both have it that way, because Brad Holmes set it up that way, so they can get out from the contract, they can get out from Kirby's contract, but we all can agree, everyone in the chat, we can all agree, even if we all disagree about maybe semantics or different stupid argument points about Aleem, we can all agree this year, eyeballs are on him.
Absolutely.
Let's see what he can do.
Like, can I give a good example?
We can all agree with that.
Can I give an example for this situation? If you pay Jahmyr Gibbs $20 million, right? Mm-hmm. You expect him to get you, 600 to 800 receiving yards?
Yeah,
You expect him to get 1,200 plus rushing yards?
To me, the receiving yards would be whatever you can do there, that's cool. I'm not paying you for that.
Hold on, KG, hold on. But if you pay him the money and he gets you 1,200 rushing yards and 200 receiving, you are going to be a little bit like, hey, the reason you get 20 is because you're so versatile. You're like a Bijan. You're like this.
Of course.
So it would be disappointing. Like, that's my point. It's disappointing. The contract's disappointing because you broke the market for the player.
You did. But
and he didn't live up to his side of things.
He was also coming off an ACL injury. He came back mid-season. That's why
But again,
I'm kind of like,
he's never had more than 5 sacks.
But before that, 5, I felt like that was a good number for where he was at that point.
And you're also paying a guy for what he's going to do.
Yeah, you pay people for potential.
So
we
we can have this conversation at the end of the year. If he doesn't hit that number, then there's an issue.
Yeah. Let's go to break. When we come back, we'll get to some of the other videos we got today at the golf outing. Should we get to? We got any more ad reads? We'll do it later. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, You in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Crunch Time, Woodward Sports, 11 to 1 weekdays. We are live on a remote
Beautiful.
show for those that are tuning in.
Let's go.
Megatron, the GOAT, in his 4th annual Celebrity Golf Classic to support Youth Scholarship and Foundation. We got plenty more to get to. Detroit Lions minicamp is coming up. I do want to play an interview we got with Calvin Johnson, talking about the event, his camp yesterday. He talked about Isaac Tesla, Drew Petzing in the offense, Jahmyr Gibbs. It's a really good interview. It's a couple minutes long. We're going to let this thing play. We'll talk about it after. We'll get to more Lions. But Caleb, let's cue it up.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having us. You ready?
I'm Jeff Iafrate from Woodward Sports. I'm here with the GOAT, Calvin Johnson. How are we doing? First question, just kind of start off with the event itself. You got all these people gathered here for a great cause. Can you tell the people what the event's for, where the money's going, and how much it means to you for everyone to make it out here?
Yeah, man. The event supports the Calvin Johnson Jr. Foundation. We started the foundation in 2008. We've been doing the golf outing for the last 4 years. I really got into golf since I retired, and over the last 4 years, we started the outing, and it's really boosted the fundraising abilities for us. And really the key there with our primary initiative, which is giving scholarships, and you'll see some of our scholars here. They're helping out, they're volunteering, and some of our new scholars today. But it's to raise more money so we give this more money to our scholars just to support them on their journey. You know, we want to be able to put them and give them the tools that they need to succeed, and that's our goal here. Obviously, we have other initiatives that we support. Scholarships being our major, but we the churches that we attend between Atlanta and Detroit, you know, we support those community causes, whether it's different times of year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, just making sure that our communities have what they need, whether it's going back to school. This is with a big focus on education and financial security. You know, I think that our community needs that, and really just really trying to focus on empowering our youth to succeed. So that's what this is all about. I think that's what we'll see when we introduce some of our kids today. Man, we got a great group of them, and just putting people around them, put them in these environments so that they understand that networking and who you know there's a lot to it, and then how you present yourself, there's a lot to it, and just helping them to understand that, to see that from us, you know, by the guys that I bring around them, seeing them by example. And I think that just immersing them in this environment, which we didn't have as a kid, you know, it creates some opportunities.
Yeah. Speaking of the youth, creating opportunities, you had the camp yesterday. How'd that go?
Yep.
All the kids
the camp went great. You know, it was raining buckets yesterday, but thank God, you know, we partnered with the Lions, and we were able to have it at Allen Park over there at the Meyer Performance Facility. I think that's what we call it now, just to make sure I got it right. But big shout out to the Lions, Stiefel, Shift Digital, PNC Bank, Go Flooring. You know, those are my presenting sponsors, man, for helping all this, you know, happen. Whether it's, you know, the golf outing and all that we do in the community, you know, just it's awesome.
I know the fans are fired up to see this new offense with Drew Petzing. We're used to Ben Johnson, man. You know how bright he was with the offense. How excited are you to kind of see Drew Petzing with this new offense kind of get back to where they were a couple years ago?
Yeah, man, just exciting for, obviously everybody's excited for a fresh start. We know what we have on offense. You know, we got some dynamic players all over the field for every position. We got players. We got killers at every position. So we got to make sure that we allow those guys to eat. We added on the offensive line with Miller, so hopefully Miller can come in right away and help protect Goff, keep him comfortable in the pocket so he can dish it to our guys.
I want to ask you about Isaac Tesla. It's the last receiver we've seen in a while since you were a guy. You throw it up, he can go get it. Watching a kid like that make plays, and last year didn't have a lot of touches, but touchdowns every time he caught the ball. What kind of player is Isaac Tesla, and what do you expect out of him this year?
Second year, right?
Yeah, second
year. So excited for Isaac, man. The kid, big kid. I didn't realize how big he was until I started getting to camp and practice. He's like, 6'4" or something like that. He might be a 215, 220 almost frame. So, I mean, he reminds me a lot of myself, just a big frame. And, like, the guy, he surprised the heck out of me every time he gets the ball in the air, a 50-50 ball, because he makes a play. And they're crazy plays. One-handers, but I'm excited because I know after that first year as a receiver, you tend to gain a lot of confidence going into the second year. The second year is a big year for a receiver, so expecting a lot out of him, and he should have high expectations of himself.
There you go. Last question for you. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery's traded.
Yeah.
Jahmyr's the man. They talk about giving him the ball. He's going to be the bell cow. Yeah. What should fans expect? Offensive Player of the Year, how talented Jahmyr Gibbs to kind of handle that role and take over the carries?
If Jahmyr stays healthy, man, there's nothing he can't do. I mean, I've seen the kid since college at Georgia Tech, then he went to Alabama. I mean, the kid is lightning in a bottle. I mean, I know what you see. He's so smooth with it. He's so smooth with it. He'll pull away from you just like that. He's not afraid to run in between the tackles. He can catch the ball, and I know he's working on his routing and all that. So, man, I mean, he's just gonna get better. It's just everything with our team though. This year, it all comes down to health. We got to keep those guys healthy.
There you go, Calvin Johnson golf outing for the people, doing a great cause. Appreciate you, Calvin, for your time, my man. There you go. There you go. We're back. Crunch Time, Woodward Sports. You just heard from the GOAT, Calvin Johnson, talked about different things.
I thought you were going to say the GOAT, Jeff Iafrate.
That's your opinion. I don't know. It's your prerogative.
You'll be a GOAT one day.
But we
come on now.
In the digital space.
In the digital space, hopefully. I'm trying. But I think what he said is very, very interesting. Isaac Tesla, obviously the biggest one for me, personally. Spoke about Drew Petzing, which is big, the offense getting back to what it was, and of course the man they drafted in the third round, traded up some picks for. We argued with Neil about it the other day, actually, in the studio. Shout out Neil Rule. It was actually Bourbon Friday, to be fair.
Oh yeah, so you get Neil going on Bourbon Friday.
He was on some of that bourbon, and we were talking, chopping up. We always do before the show. We're talking about Isaac Tesla, and we're arguing, and Neil's point, and he loves that point.
Him and his talking points, boy.
But he loves that one. And Neil, if you're watching, you know what I'm talking about. You hammer that 18%. You hammer that 18% of Jared Goff's touchdown passes. That's his favorite argument.
I'm telling you,
and it's a fact, by the way. He's not wrong with it. But he missed kind of the greater point of it.
Yeah.
It's not that Tesla's a bad player. He's a great player. Everything Calvin said is true, by the way. He is Isaac Tesla.
High ceiling.
Is a high ceiling, very, very talented. Tangibles, intangibles. The dude, he's big. He's hands are to be that size with those hands. That's a rare combination of traits. To be able to do that, the type of stuff he did with limited touches. No one's arguing the talent.
He don't drop shit. He don't.
He doesn't. No, he does not. It's just he's not going to have the touches this year again, dude. That he should get, in my opinion.
Right.
I think that dude. Neil's like the touchdowns. I'm like, yeah, he could be a red zone threat for sure. I get that, I respect that. He's more than that, though.
Well, the issue is
he ain't just going to be a touchdown.
He's a fringe number 2 in your eyes.
The issue is he has the talent to be a number 2 in this league and a high level number 2. I don't know about a number 1, obviously, but the talent wise is there. Everything's there. He has the he's elite catcher. He's got the size that Kelvin talked about. He has everything you want kind of in a number 2. That can go out there and get you 700-800 yards in a season if you need 8 to 10 touchdowns. Just the only issue, and we keep running back to this with Neil, that I felt like Neil wasn't really grasping the concept of it, but it's just while he's here in Detroit, he'll never have that opportunity. And it's not because of his talent, but it's because you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, first-team All-Pro multiple times.
No question.
And then you just paid Jamison Williams $25 million
He's a stud.
year.
1,000 yards.
And J-Mo, the talent with J-Mo is J-Mo could be a number 1 on different teams. So you have very, very talented room, and you did use the third round in multiple thirds to go add Tesla, and it's about the value when it comes down to it. And that was the conversation with Neil that we had. But again, I think people really need to realize it's not a talent issue with Isaac Tesla.
Nope.
Yeah. Isaac Tesla could be a really good wide receiver in this league. But it's just, it's the argument that Jeff and I had about the JMO touches. There's not enough touches to go around. There's just not. And especially at this level of offense. And last year, I was trying to bring up to Neil the point, too. It's Tesla did that last year. Guess who also wasn't playing most of the year last year? Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
And Sam Laporta is a red zone target for you. So you're adding another piece this year to that whole kind of scenario and that equation. And it's a tough situation for Tesla. I hope he has a good year, and I hope he gets some touches. But realistically, he's not going to go out there and get 70, targets like Jamison Williams is going to. He's not going to get 70 targets like Sam Laporta probably will, and he's not going to get 100+ like Amon-Ra. He's probably going to get 40 to 50 targets this year, and hopefully he can do something really good with what he gets.
I'm sure he will. I can see an uptick in touchdowns, but not necessarily yardage.
Yeah,
because that's just how he's going to get utilized.
Yeah, I mean he's he's someone that I think last year showed like he's definitely, in my opinion, depending on who you ask, maybe people aren't ready to say it yet, but I'll say it, dude. Like I think he's a wide receiver too, and the reason why I believe that is because wide receiver out of any, we talk about running back, and you guys know how I feel the running back stuff. Okay, but my biggest argument with it is when you look at positions that hit the ground running, no pun intended. Running back, it does that out of college. Wide receiver is that position too, bro. Like wide receivers come in the league and they're just good.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're good players, they're good. They make an impact. Some positions like corner. Like quarterback obviously is a hard one. But there's different positions. Maybe there's left tackle. You have some struggles.
Right.
But these offensive pieces like that, dude, they just step in and go. Like I think
if you're in the right position,
exactly. We literally saw Amon-Ra as a 4th rounder. And Amon-Ra, we knew he had talent, but it's not like people were talking about Amon-Ra coming out his rookie year, like
USC,
and he had 900 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it did take him a couple games.
They didn't have, situation-wise, though, he didn't have really anybody around him. So
I do think
it was me, KG, and Boone lining up.
Right.
I get that.
I do think one of the big thing with that is it does come down to situation. And again, it goes back to Tesla now.
Yeah.
He's in a really good situation and offensively, but he's in a bad situation on, what number target is he?
For sure. Yeah, but wouldn't you give the Lions, like if we just talking from a technical standpoint, take your feelings about the draft compensation out of it. Isn't it a good look on the Lions that you have a wide receiver 2 type talent as your wide receiver 3 for the next 4 years?
It's good because you have depth and you have really good, but
it's locked up. You don't have to worry about it.
It is, but the only bad part is it's about what you gave up for it. That's it.
No,
because the 3 third rounders. Yeah. When I went, I told Neil this. Like when you go look at if you go look at the picks that they gave up and everything that kind of comes down to, and you go put that on the value sheet when it comes to draft position, right?
Mm-hmm.
It comes out essentially to a 2nd round pick.
Yeah.
An early 2nd round pick. So when you kind of go through that and you look at it, it's like, hey, are you wanting to draft your wide receiver 3 in the 2nd round? Because that's the value that you got from it.
It's a hard combo, and this is why it's a hard combo.
It's complicated.
Because, it's complicated because.
But that's why I said take your feelings about the draft out of it.
Yeah, because
I've argued that with Neil too. It's the biggest point of it.
I would even go as far to say, talent-wise, he's worth a 2nd round pick. Like I think he's that good.
Yeah.
Now,
but it's the wide receiver 3 role.
He's in is the point. Because unless J-Mo gets traded, he's never going to get the targets or the production that you'd say he's worth that.
We don't know the future.
Well, we don't know the future. Okay, fair.
I'm sure they got it out on J-Mo's contract.
And fair. Yeah, maybe that's something they explore in the future. Adam, appreciate the $5. Says, I want us to pass less. The games can't come down to golf. Dan needs to be humble enough to copy what the Eagles did and Seattle did with their quarterbacks. Hold Goff's hand. Okay, well...
I don't think you need to hold his hand. Jesus Christ.
Hold his hand is crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, it's like calling him a civilian.
Come on.
Nick Wright said that.
Yeah. Jeff does love Nick Wright, man.
Yeah.
He's just good at his job. Maybe he doesn't get a lot of takes right, but he's good at his
job.
job.
I almost said something I shouldn't have. I almost said something bad. I'm not going to do it.
Good at his job he's entertaining.
By industry standards, he's good at his job.
Yes.
Gets the ratings, man.
I will say though, Adam,
that hairpiece.
To kind of answer what you're saying here, I don't think in any position, no matter what quarterback you're talking about, that it should be all on the quarterback, okay? Like, even Josh Allen, like he had James Cook balling, and he made it. He had an opportunity, and he shit the bed.
Yeah.
But that helps any quarterback that has a run game and protection and receivers. Yeah. They need that. So to your point, it can't come down to just on Goff's shoulders. But to say to hold his hand, a little aggressive. Okay, no. I'm not gonna say they hold his hand. I mean, even the Eagles, like copy what the Eagles did. Dude, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts he balled out in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I mean, he was slinging that thing everywhere.
Second in passing yards and touchdowns. I hate to be Neil, but second in passing yards and touchdowns.
He has the production.
Like, come on, y'all.
You're not holding Jared Goff's hand. That's ridiculous.
And you can argue his Lions career has been 10 times better than his Rams career.
Yeah.
So seriously.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah. No.
Again, the only player
he got to the Super Bowl with the Rams.
The only quarterback the last 3 or 4, I think maybe 4 years to have over 4,000 passing yards every season, and as well as to have 30 touchdowns in every season the last 3 seasons. In each of the last 3 seasons.
Put some respect on
the
his
only
name.
only quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and we talked about sacks earlier, and people get obsessed with sacks. You can't get obsessed with passing yards, passing touchdowns, like those stuff. That's consistent across the board.
Yeah,
that's what you look for in a
we're
quarterback.
talking about stats, but passing yards, passing touchdowns, and how many interceptions you throw, and that stuff matters too.
Yeah.
And wins, depending on who you ask.
Wins, yeah. You people hate when I bring that up, but again, he won a lot of games, and you need to have the people around you and the right roster and the right coaches around you to win those games.
Yeah.
But also, just like the Commanders game, it's just as easy for a quarterback to ruin a game.
Yeah.
Right. Just like you can go out there and throw 2 interceptions.
If you touch the ball every play,
the game is out of the hands because, or the game's over because the ball was in his hands. Right.
Yeah.
Like people will blame Jared for that, but you also have to kind of give him
rightfully so.
a little bit of credit.
Yeah.
For some of those wins because he is making the right reads, the right plays. And I know Easy comes in always with the yards after catch or air yards. It's like, hey, but he's still distributing the ball. He's still making the checks and things at the line.
Yeah.
And it's very valuable to have. It's like going at a point guard in the NBA that has a bunch of assists but doesn't score a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, he doesn't score a lot, but he's distributing the ball at a very high level, and he's elite at kind of running the offense, and he could play defense as well.
He's quarterback top 5 offenses. You got to give the guy some
multiple.
Here. Let's head to break. We come back. We got to talk about a player, guys. Chat. You might know who the player is.
Oh.
Doc came out with an article.
Well, that sounded cool.
Players that need to step up for training camp.
I thought it was more reggae music. I guess not.
Who needs to step up for training camp? Who do you need to see more out of? And Doc had a player.
Oh, here we go.
You guys, and I think this guy to my left is going to really enjoy.
Me.
Before we do that, Caleb, we got Mad Reed.
I was going to say, you know where your left is, right?
Wow. I got thrown off there for a second. I haven't seen the article. I'm excited.
What we doing?
Tell me about Loom.
I will tell the people about Loom because clearly Booner's on the Loom, man. But listen, they got the new buzzing energy drinks, man. It's the same THC buzz that you love, 7.5 milligrams, and they've paired that with 100 milligrams of caffeine from green tea extract, made with real fruit, no artificial sweeteners. Buzzing energy is bold in flavor and light in calories, and built for the golf course, man. I would love to have a buzzing right now, but you can get it in peach and raspberry lemonade. Crack it can catch a buzz and keep the vibes going. Available now at 40 of Loom's locations across the state. And don't forget, 30% off your entire order by using code WSN30. Get yours today.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that. Don't just survive. Thrive.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
All right, welcome back. It's Crunch Time Sports on
Booner
Woodward.
Show.
It is now the Booner Sports Show. We are live here at the Cardinal in Plymouth, I believe. Beautiful club here for the Calvin Johnson Jr. Celebrity golf outing. Jeff Iafrate did go use the bathroom real quick. Or maybe he's out on the golf course. I don't know. He might be with Kelvin.
Maybe.
You think he's with Kelvin?
I mean, if he managed to teleport from here to there.
He might be out. Oh, there he is. Yeah. He's back. He's not with Kelvin.
Possibly.
Not with Kelvin. We are still, hopefully, I mean, we just talked to our guy Bomber here. We're going to try and get Kelvin on the show.
Good luck with that.
Last week we tried to get Kevin James and we failed. This week we're trying to get Kelvin.
It's not looking good, folks.
He did say that he's going to try to come by, so we'll see if we can get him on the show, so stick around for that. Jeff, though, does have an article from our own John McAroon, the doc, on Lions on SI. I almost said Sports Illustrated.
All right. Welcome back, Jeff.
On Lions
Thank
on
you.
SI. And you said there's a player that I'm going to be excited about.
No, I don't know about excited about, but he's a player that you'll have intrigue about. I think you'll be interested in this player. And I'm
excited.
Doc has
Daniel Thomas.
Detroit Lions and SI. They had put out an article. It's this player or one player that has to show up at Detroit Lions mini camp and training camp and just for the rest of the offseason. That player is someone who they chose to bring back this offseason.
Drum roll.
Who's almost, he could have went with a player who was kind of in the similar ballpark as him.
My boy
Josh
dancing,
Pascal.
He's not. He's
Levi Onwuzurike.
No! Hey, is Brad still here? I want to talk to him about Levi O.
He could have went the route of Josh Pascal.
I want to talk to him about Levi O.
He got an injury settlement or some shit. That's the only reason
he could have went the route of Josh Pascal and got cut, but no, he is back. And he's participated. It's been OTA, so it's hard. There's not no pads yet, but the report is
he likes Levi.
The report is, and this is someone who suffered a lot of injuries, but this is the report. Okay, Detroit Lions and SI put out. Doc put this. I love Doc. The article says Detroit Lions and SI spotted. it's the entity spotted Lacey taking reps over Onwuzurike during OTAs, and that is not a good sign for the defensive.
Tyler Lacey.
I will say, and I'm going to be very consistent with this because the heavies or Easy was bringing up Larry Borum. Larry Borum and Blake Miller. And I think he was talking about how Blake Miller was getting beat. Reports where he was getting beat a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm out. I think I'm out on the. Hey, let's evaluate, the reps and all of that when it comes to some of these guys at OTAs. Like minicamp this week, I wonder if they have pads. But until there's pads on defense and offensive line, I think I'm out on it.
Yeah,
I really do. Like any reports, and I know I did the thing with Blake Miller and the Larry Borum, and we had that argument back and forth. This is a growing moment for me. I think as a growing moment, I'm going to say I'm taking a step back until training camp. I really don't care about the interior guys.
Good job, Boone.
Or the defensive line, the big fellas. Because it really, it doesn't make any sense. Levi O could be, it's like with Kirby not practicing. It's OTAs. It's like basically walkthroughs. So if there's any little bit of a tweak or an injury, guess what they're doing? Yeah. They're not going to get reps, dude. So it's like Levi O could have an ankle sprain for all we know. And they're like, hey, let's just be careful with you. I would rather Levi O be careful with injuries than him to push through injuries at OTAs.
But Booner, that's not fun. This is fun.
I'm sorry for being real. People always say, Booner, be realistic. Stop being slappy.
It's
fun
fun
to do it, and then it's not fun.
You know what's fun? Overreacting to OTAs. That's fun. Seeing Lacey take one rep and everyone's like, Levi stinks.
By the way,
that's more fun.
Shift in the chat said death, taxes, and still getting hype about Levi O in 2026.
Yeah, pretty much.
Listen. I like Levi O. I think when he's healthy at his best.
I knew you'd go this route.
It's a fact though. When he's healthy and he's playing at his best, he is a good defensive lineman for you. He's not a starter, which he had started for you before. Yeah. But if he is a rotational piece for you, he's really good at stopping the run, and he's not the worst pass rusher. So he can do, again, this is at his best. But at his best, you're not expecting him to be a starting defensive lineman.
So
which is what they've had for
Is
a
it
while.
fair to say that you would be shocked if Tyler Lacey ended up getting
a little
snaps
bit? Because
over
I
Levi?
think there's two ways to look at it. Would I be shocked if there was some injuries and Tyler Lacey, Levi O was injured and Tyler,
I'm talking aside from obviously injured. I'm talking
both are healthy.
Hypothetically, both are fully healthy. I would be shocked because I think Levi O healthy is a good. He's a good, not great or anything, but he's just a good defensive lineman.
Can we keep it a stack and just all agree it would be weird? It would be just concerning if Tyler Lacey's getting reps over.
Oh yeah, that is.
They do like Tyler Lacey though.
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they like. If I'm
we saw a lot of them.
Tyler
last year.
Lacey is isn't he huge, right?
Yes.
He's about 6'4" or something like that. Big dude. They used him on the edge a lot, kind of like the Davenport role, but he can play inside too. This Levi thing. I think it's a swing. That's essentially what it is. And I think it's fair for Brad to see what he did the year he was healthy, the 1 year, and be like, okay, maybe there's something there.
Right.
To his point. So it's kind of it's risk-free. If it doesn't work out, you cut him.
Right.
If it does, you got a guy that can contribute somewhere under D-line.
If Brad's doing that, that's what I'm doing because I keep looking at that year he was healthy where he played the full year.
Yeah.
The only issue I go back to, and I understand where fans are with this, is that year he was healthy, he was your starting defensive lineman.
No, I get it.
And that's just not his, like, he's just not at that level. So, like, if you take that exact year that he was healthy and you throw him behind, I don't know, like a Tyleek and a Lalim, and maybe you could throw him off the edge, and he could be he could play the 3-tech, he can go out on the edge. Then you're sitting there going, okay. But to me, it's just, if he's starting for you, then you have an issue. Like that is a problem. So. He's not at that level. But if he's playing at a high level in a rotational piece, like that's really good. That should be good.
What's
for
a realistic expectation for Levi?
Well, one, I guess
make the roster.
Of course, but you look at what Roy Lopez was able to do in that role, and I'm still sick they didn't bring Roy Lopez back. But he was very, very good.
I look at Levi O in a little different spot. Like I don't even know who to comp him to in this Lions because Roy never could go off the edge.
No.
The thing you have with Levi is, like, you can really move Levi and you can use him as, like, a Swiss Army knife. And I think that's an advantage. Like, if you want to, like, stop the run on a first down or a 3rd and 1, you could throw Levi O on the edge and you have a big
with
defensive
Tyleek
line.
Yeah.
So, like, realistically for me, I think just having a solid piece, like him just being I don't know if this is a cop-out, just being a good role player.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
That's it.
Because here's the thing with, like, Josh was cut, but let's be real, like, he didn't really contribute at all. Like, there's moments, but, like, Levi at least put together somewhat of a season.
No, I get that.
I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand that. For me, expectations, like, if he is a guy that's kind of honestly, Roy Lopez, because Roy Lopez they were using as a 3-tech a lot because he's athletic too. Maybe he's in that Roy Lopez role a little bit where they're kind of cycling him in a little bit. Maybe then you're like, okay, you're getting something out of Levi Onwuzurike. You feel pretty good about it.
Right.
But he is a player. There is another player that we talk about, just guys that need to step up. Not that they're playing bad necessarily, but guys that you want to see more out of, kind of going towards minicamp and training camp. I think the obvious one for me is I'm going to harp on TA, Darren Arnold. I think that's a big one for me.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see TA get more shine, and I know right now there's no pads, but you mentioned it, defensive lineman, offensive lineman, in this moment, usually it's like 7-on-7 football, wide receivers and DBs. You get a better feel. Not that you can't be as physical, but it's better to look at those guys and evaluate a little better of what those guys are doing. Wide receivers making plays. So I got my eyes on TA, man, getting closer to training camp. I know mini camp's coming up. I want to see him kind of making some plays here. It's time, man. It's time, TA.
Can I throw something out there with Levi O real quick? When he was starting in 2024, PFF, he was the 26th highest graded defensive tackle. He was the 37th highest rated pass rusher, defensive tackle, and he was top 30 in run defense.
Yeah.
So again, if he's not
PFF.
a starter, it is PFF. I know it's like taking it with a grain of salt, but it's just kind of a little bit of a measuring stick to show, like, hey, he wasn't like it's not like he was like 80th because like think about that. He's top whatever, and again, this is gonna look so bad. People are gonna be like, Booner, you hate the guy. But you then kind of look at Ali McNeil's year as a defensive interior this last year, and he was 90th in his overall grade. He was 72nd in pass rush, and he was 91st in run defense. So if you take that 2024 year from Levi O and you're like, hey, if that's backing up Ali McNeil, that's a pretty damn good interior rotation.
But that's the only thing you got to go off of.
For sure, that 1 year. Again, if healthy.
And this was a second-round pick. But
if healthy, it's an asset. I like the TA thing. I'm going to also go. I want to go a different player. I'm going to do this more so in training camp, and because I'm going to go with interior, defensive player. I'm just going to theme of this show for me, defensive tackles, Tyleek Williams.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
I want to see if Tyleek makes that jump.
Good one.
He needs to.
He really does. Your first-round pick last year. He even talked about it. He spoke with media last week, and he talked about trying to kind of just, now that he's not a rookie anymore, last year he was kind of learning everything, learning the ways of the NFL, how he talked about the schemes are better, plays faster, guys are bigger, and he talked about that last week, and he said, now I feel like I'm into it. And that's what you want to hear out of a first-round guy, especially the defensive tackle position. I feel like that's a position that guys come in, might take them a little bit to get going.
Yeah.
It's not like the receiver where if you're good, boom. I think for him, he had to get going a little bit. I expect a big jump out of Tyleek. Mm-hmm. I do. And I know this is going to sound crazy, boys, but based off where he was picked compared to, like, let's say where like Aleem's picked, I expect him to kind of be as good, if not better, than Aleem McNeil.
Yeah, well, that's what first-round picks do. You expect him to.
Yeah, and that's why.
This is where I'll. No, go on.
Well, I was just saying, pass rush-wise, maybe not, but you need to get him to that DJ Reader level. You need. We had this conversation last week. Now he's going to be playing that little zero tech right over the center. He talked about playing nose tackle and everything. It's something that he hasn't done a lot in his career, but, we feel like he can do. It's going to be a different Ty league, and I'm hoping he's not going to, again, this is a guy that's not the lean conversation with the 7 sacks, but, hey, if he can get 2 or 3, but he's one of the best run defenders in the interior in the NFL, then it was well worth a first-round pick.
Let's head to break, Tef Sauce. We'll read your super chat right when we come back. Don't worry. I want to get to Frank Ragnow and talk a little bit about Cade Mays. Let's talk some Cade Mays. And then right after, we got shit you may not know with Caleb Zarnick, and then we got mailbag. No ad reads. All right, we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Thanks for sticking with us. Hit that like button, by the way. It takes a second. See you in a little bit.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
We're back. It's crunch time, Woodward Sports. More to get to. Frank Ragnow spoke, by the way, last week. I think he had a charity foundation thing, I want to say. Forgive me if I have that mistaken, but he was,
it was something like that.
He spoke to some people that covered the Detroit Lions, some great reporters and beat writers, and he had some comments, and I do want to kind of go through some of those comments because we weren't able to get to them last week, and then we'll talk some Cade Mays briefly because I don't think we've spent a lot of time. We talked about him when he was signed, but we haven't really talked a lot about him since.
Yeah.
But that article, if you guys haven't read it, I suggest you read it because it kind of just hammers the type of person Frank Ragnow already is. I mean, we know he's for the people, he's for the team, he's a great human being, but he even mentioned like the money situation.
Yeah, he gave the full story.
Yeah, he did.
Literally, like all the details, man. Everything we wanted to know around what happened with the retirement, him coming back.
It was big. Crazy. I mean, he straight up said, and he was asked about his current relationship with the team. He said, I guess that's a tough question to answer. I'd say, obviously, the report's out there, whatever. I don't know why they leaked it, but that's on them. I'm trying to be a positive glass half full, whatever you say. Wow. There's so many. I'm a people person. There's so many great people in that facility and on that team, and I've got nothing but love and respect, and I'm rooting for all of them.
By the way, I didn't know he said that. I heard a lot of the stuff that he talked about, about why he obviously hung up the cleats and the kind of the makings of everything that happened. I didn't know he talked about the organization.
Yeah.
Because there was the report where they asked for money back. I'm guessing that he probably gave it back and whatever,
It seemed like I don't think he was happy about it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been either, though. Like, he did give everything, and you even hear it. Did we play the video? I don't know if we have the video, but like you can hear it in his voice. Like he genuinely wanted to try and keep playing, and he was like, I can't play. Like he essentially was like, I just physically, my body would not let me play. And he was like, I did and for people too that were like, why did he wait until the X time that he did, whatever it was after the draft to make that decision or whatever? He even said it, that he was like, I was planning on playing. Like I wasn't planning on stepping away. And he said his body just was not healing, and he was like, I had to make that decision. So like, I respect him for that, because I think there was that big thing where it was like, hey Frank, like it would have been nice to know maybe a month before, like maybe when the season was done. But if in his mind, he genuinely was trying to play, and he wanted to play another year and keep going.
And that also makes sense why he tried to come out of retirement as well.
And he said that was like the hardest time that he had making that decision. He came back, and then obviously getting hurt.
Yeah.
And he said now he's kind of very okay with his decision.
And they haven't really talked to him since then. I think they kind of just cut off ties after that, and that's part of the reason why he's probably a little ticked off at
By the way, Tef Sauce, appreciate the 5. I told Jay read your comment. We appreciate you. He says, when healthy, Levi is what I wanted that bum Pascal to be, solid against the run and with pass rush upside.
That's where I think Levi, I understand he gets just a bad rep because of the injuries, which I think is well deserved. but it does get clouded with how good he can be as a rotational guy.
I do want to ask, though, Frank Ragnow had comments, and he talked about trying to come back and how it was meant to be a beautiful story. Didn't work out that way. His body, like you said, it just wasn't able to go, and he tried, and he said, now I can at least lay my head on the pillow at night and say, I tried to come back. And, the story of him coming back and the Lions making the playoffs and we'll see, maybe going on a run with Frank Ragnow sounded great, but the reality was he just isn't in. Guy had a grade 3 hamstring tear. It's just, that's like, I don't know how that happens. I don't know in what world he does that.
He didn't even realize he had it.
Yeah, he was just playing.
He is an Iron Man.
It's insane.
But Cade Mays is here. And Cade Mays, I think when people say, what should we expect out of a guy like Cade Mays? All right, well, I think if and I know Cade Mays is coming in to replace Graham, but it's really to replace Frank. It's like that's how people look at him. It's like we need a steady center since Frank. But in his mind, his mindset shouldn't be, I got to be Frank Ragnow. You just got to be just better than Graham Glasgow.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about this yesterday.
It was like the third out of 32 centers.
He was
probably
so
32.
bad. And Cade's
Love
not
Graham,
it's
by
not
the way.
fair to expect.
Cool.
He's not going to be Frank Ragnow, obviously. Okay, like Cade's been playing the center position for a couple years. He's been good, and I think he'll be good with the offensive line he has around him, and Hank Fraley, Jared Goff. But if you really think about it, we talk about the center position, and we mention it so much after Frank because when you lose Frank, you're like, man, I should have never slept on the importance of playing center.
He was all-pro.
Because Frank was here, and no one really talked about center, and then he leaves, and you're like, wow, this is really bad. Yeah. Center is an important position. But you could still win without having a Frank Ragnow. I thought about this, too. Like, who's the Seahawks center?
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Gray Zabel? No, he's a guard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know what?
There's not a lot of superstar centers.
But you know why I say that? It's not to discredit the center position. No. It's to say that if you don't know his name, he's doing his job.
Well, the only two centers that I think are prevalent.
If you don't know that guy's name, he's doing his job.
The only centers that are like very prevalent, I think, in the NFL was Jason Kelsey, Frank Ragnow, and Creed Humphrey. And those are the only three. And guess what? That was 3 out of the 32 teams. So you're talking about 29 other centers out there, which, yeah, I'm sure NFL fans can name some. But if you're talking about prevalent within the NFL world, where you're like, that guy's a difference maker. Yeah. We were lucky enough, and I think blessed enough, to be able to have one of the best in the league, one of the best, in my opinion, in that short time that he played of all time. Like, if you just take his little gap,
absolutely, yeah.
You could argue he was one of the better centers that we've seen. So
best Lion center.
Yeah, ever. So I think there's like that sense of everyone, like you said, Jeff, wants to have the next Frank, which again, with Cade, you don't need it. You just need it. I said this last year with Graham. You just need a top 15 center.
That's it.
That's it. Like, he could be the 15th best center in the NFL because you have Penei Sewell, you have Tate Ratledge, who's going to be one of the better guards in the league. You just drafted Blake Miller, hopefully your right tackle of the future, and hopefully Christian Mahogany can kind of turn into what we want him to be. But like, you just need that, right? And I think with the way this offensive line works and this offense works with Hank Fraley, I think they could have a top 5 offensive line with the top 15 center.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think center's important. I didn't say the Seahawks thing to be like, see, they can win without a center. My point is just because you lost Frank and you're going to Cade Mays, it's not fair to expect him to be Frank, but you could still be very good if he's just Cade Mays. And that's a top, like you said, 15 center.
Yeah.
Just be good. Don't be a complete liability like Graham was. All due respect to Graham, it was just time.
He was older.
He was older. It's not about trying to go at him. I mean, his time was up, and he knew that.
He was never really a starter at center.
Yeah, they threw him in a very, very tough position.
Graham?
They should all have Graham's back on.
They should have just let. Yeah. I feel bad for Graham, by the way. I want to throw this out there because Graham Glasgow, I believe he's a natural, was it right guard?
Yeah.
And he signed that extension, the 3-year extension, thinking, hey, I'm going to be a right guard. And then as soon as he signed that extension, you guys remember what happened? I remember the story. I can't remember who was telling it. Instantly, within a week, Dan Campbell calls Graham and says, hey, man, we're about to sign Kevin Zeitler. Are you okay with moving to left guard? And Graham said it. He does not like playing left guard. He was very well known. He's very, very vocal about that. And as a teammate, he tells Dan on the phone, yeah, that's fine, man. Whatever makes the team better. So then that year he plays left guard, struggles that year, right? Yeah. And he was very vocal in the media that he did not like playing left guard. And then the next year, when Zeitler leaves, he was excited to be able to play right guard, and he said it. He talked about it in the media again about he's like, yeah, I'm excited to get back to my natural position. And then OTAs and minicamp comes around, and everyone's like, Tate Ratledge is taking snaps at center. Remember Graham that first time? Graham was like, oh, this is awesome. And then within a week, Graham's at center and Tate's at right guard. And Graham, it was never the same with Graham after that. So I feel bad for him because he signed that extension thinking, hey, I'm the right guard for the next 3 years. Yeah. And then Zeitler comes around, Tate comes around, and he kind of, he gets cut, and then all that happens. We do have, if we want to play it too real quick, we do have the video of Frank Ragnow speaking about it. Shout out to Eric Woodward. ESPN covers the Lions. It's his video. So, Caleb, we got the video.
It's just like, shoot it to you straight. I was trying to will myself to play. I was. And my body was telling me otherwise. And I was just like in paralysis, if you will. That's why, I did not plan on retiring in the middle of the summer, believe it or not. It was like, I was trying to get you can do it, for the guys, for fans, for it's who you are. But it's just I was uncomfortable, and it's one of those things where you have a couple kids, and I don't want a sob story. I'm okay. I'm going to be completely fine and everything, but it's one of those things I don't know. Is the juice worth the squeeze thing? And to me, ultimately, it came down to that decision. And then, obviously, I struggled with that decision, too, And you see the guys, and I tried to avoid games and tried to distract myself from it. Then I started watching games, and I felt guilt, Like Jared's getting hit, that's my guy. Those are my guys, and they're struggling. And then I made a bonehead decision and tried to get ready to play, got hurt, and it's just that was tough. That was really tough. But, everything happens for a reason. And I am where I am now, and I'm in a good place, and the team's in a good place, and I'm excited for next season. So I guess it all worked out, whether it's the right way or whatever, but we found a way, and everything's okay.
So is that chapter closed officially? You done with the NFL chapter?
Yeah, I say so.
When you came back?
By the way, I forgot to read, before we get to the Frank stuff, because he spoke, and we got to get to shit you may not know. I did forget a super chat earlier. I'm going to address that. Adam, appreciate the $5. He said Knicks had to fire their head coach who made them relevant to win finals. Tibbs' playoff decisions cost them too many times. Food for thought for Lions fans. Okay,
he was running them boys down. Typical Tibbs.
Yeah.
He ran them into the
Adam, I was with you to the end when you dropped the food for thought for Lions fans. This conversation of Tibbs applies to Dan Campbell. I thought you were going to go a different route. I thought you were going to go JB there for a second. I thought you were going to go the JB Bickerstaff route, but you went the Dan Campbell route.
I don't think Dan is as bad as Tibbs, though. Tibbs was running 6 deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It was 6 guys in the playoffs.
There was they didn't have off days in the NBA. They were practices.
I get what you're trying to say, but
I don't
if
think
Dan's
he's that
costing him
bad.
consistently in the playoffs with decision making, we can have a different conversation.
Yeah, and he's trying. He changed up some of the stuff this year in terms of how they prepping for the season. So we'll see.
It is. I will say. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing on Dan, but it is a little question. You put a question mark there when there are former players that are I've never practiced like I have in Detroit.
Yeah.
And when you do get to a spot to where, hey, you do have the most injuries in back-to-back seasons in NFL history, there might be a correlation. And when players leave and they come out and say that, that's a little bit of a, a little, I don't want to say red flag because it's not that big. But, yeah, it's, hey, that consideration. And I think this year they've taken it into an account.
By the way, I just got a notification Adam Schefter put out. Atlanta Falcons defensive end James Pierce Jr. returned to the team's training facility.
I bet he did.
For the first time.
So that first round
pick
is still
expected to
good.
take part this week.
See, Crunch, y'all wasn't here when I was on my James Pierce soapbox. And listen, I know the type of individual he is. Not a savory character. Guy. But I was screaming until the fucking cows came home.
He wanted James Pierce as well here.
Please. And you look at what he did, it's come on.
He's psycho. But,
Hey, I need a psycho. Yeah, bro. What are you talking about?
Every team needs one.
He fought off 8 police officers. You think what are you gonna do to a quarterback? Come on, bro.
And they gave up. They used a first round pick and gave up a first round pick to move back up.
He had 6 stars. He fought off the law.
Oh, dude, he was playing GTA, man.
Oh yeah, he really did have 6 stars.
What you think he gonna do to a tackle, bro?
Come on. Well, I was just saying the first round pick thing. It was worth it first year.
Yeah,
he had double-digit sacks. I
Well, it was the only reason it wasn't going to be worth it if he wasn't playing this year.
Yeah. Let's
Is that here?
No, there's a roads over here nearby.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought for a second I was like, oh no, James Pierce.
We said James Pierce.
Police officers started pulling up.
They don't want no smoke with
Let's
him.
go to break. We get back. We got shit you may not know with Caleb Zarnick. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Hit that like button.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
We're back. Crunch time, Woodward Sports. It's time for shit you may not know with Caleb Zarnick.
Here we go.
Caleb, tell us about some shit we may not know.
This is the biggest one yet because we are at the Calvin Johnson Jr. celebrity golf outing. So, like, this, I just feel like it's a massive deal. If you mess this up, the world will know.
I have a tremendous amount of pressure on me right now.
Yeah, this is the biggest event.
I knew that
At any moment, Kelvin could walk up and be like, what are we talking about right now? And we go right to you.
Yeah, well, which is an issue. I'm a little bit nervous if I see him pulling up.
Which, by the way,
I think
Caleb was like, the only thing I want to do today is get a picture with Kelvin. And
oh, he's not.
He was going to go get a picture with Kelvin, and Kelvin.
He's tall, dude, he was tall. I didn't want to interrupt him.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm a gentleman. I don't want to interrupt him.
I feel bad because Caleb was like, that's all I want today. It's just one picture with Kelvin.
Bro, you had plenty of opportunities.
I know, but he was over there talking. You know, he was mingling.
You talking to us?
A lot of people going. Yeah, no, when we were over there the second time, he was talking to other people. I didn't want to go interrupt him.
You know,
gentlemen.
You'll have plenty of opportunities. Don't worry, Caleb.
Yeah,
we'll
we see him every year.
Yes.
I didn't go up this year because I had one from 2 years ago. I'm like, I'm good. You know, what up, 8-1? It's crazy.
It's great.
No, I'd call it cool with that though.
Yeah,
it's crazy. We on that kind of status with Calvin.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Do you think I'll just be able to call him Calvin, or can I give him a nickname?
It's up to you.
I think Neil dropped the Cal.
I think that the crazy thing about it is his name is Calvin, so I think it's cool if you just say, what's up, Calvin?
Yeah, but I don't know if I could be on a first name basis with him. Like
I went up to him and said, what's up, Calvin?
I wouldn't call him Cal, though. He might not like that.
I know Neil was like, what up,
Johnson?
Cal?
Yeah, well, Neil got a different.
No, Neil's got swag.
Hit him with the CJ.
CJ?
Yeah.
Or Mega? What up, Megatron?
No, honestly, I think he would rather be called Calvin than Megatron.
Yeah, his actual name.
If you call him Megatron, he'd probably be like, all right, man.
What about Mr. Johnson?
Mr. Johnson.
Maybe. Yeah.
Mr. Johnson.
Why is that so funny? I don't know.
All right, well, first thing, obviously we all watched it yesterday, the fights at the White House. I would say overall, the reviews were pretty positive.
Yeah.
Knockouts, man.
That setup was dope.
It was
like,
it was
fire.
awesome.
I can't lie.
We were talking about it yesterday when we were at shout out Art and Jake's. We were at Art and Jake's watching it. It was one of those things to where it was like, it could go really bad, but if it's executed correctly, it's going to be good. And I'll say, I think they executed it to a T.
Yeah,
with
the fight quality, but
yeah,
the Gaethje fight was crazy.
I thought the fights were
you got
really
7
good.
fights and they were all knockouts, which I think is
that's
the best
what I mean by fight quality. They were all knockouts. But
outside of the Derek Lewis one, I'd say they were all really good
my boy
fights.
D.
And then,
Lewis, man.
what's his name?
That's my guy, man.
Who beat up Derek Lewis? Whoever it was.
Cierro Gane is a terrorist.
Yeah,
I'm
he is.
so
He's
sick
good.
and tired
He's
of
so
Cierro
good, though.
Gane. He needs to be deported back to France.
He not
Matter
as
of
good as
fact, Cierro Gane is the filthiest cheater I've ever seen in my
He
life.
dirty.
I swear to God, if Cierro Gane hurts another one of my favorite fighters, I'm gonna lose it.
He's
dirty,
cheater?
bro.
Is he?
I don't know if he's
I thought he was. I thought
he on the dirty side.
That was a hell of a fight
we were
that he
watching
put
the
up.
fights. I was telling the
I've
fellas
never liked
before.
Gane.
I'm like, I got a bad feeling about Gane, man.
I've never liked him, bro.
That was incredible what he did yesterday. I thought, honestly, though, I really did think that whole event, from the start to finish, the coolest thing, like the flyover over the White House.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Like, you get chills. You're like, okay, like everyone was like, why at the White House? But then you see why, and you're like, wait, this
that shit was fire.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately,
and I'm sorry too. Just
go
real
ahead,
quick.
Go ahead, Booner.
Someone in the chat earlier, I think they were arguing about who paid for it. The UFC paid for the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So people were like mad about like, our tax money, this, that. UFC paid for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
Because
So
he's boys with Trump.
with Trump, yeah.
Yeah,
So like there
Dana
was
White.
no money out of the taxpayer dollars, nothing. It was an event that the UFC and Dana White went out of pocket. I think he lost. I think they said he lost.
he said they're not
20
doing that
million.
again.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say, Jeff. Unfortunately, even though it was the events, it was really awesome. I thought it was perfectly executed, even with the weather and everything. Dana White came out after, and he said, and you could tell he was all stressed out. This past 2 months, we're getting ready for this fight.
Crazy,
longer
right?
than that, probably
Crazy.
added.
Because I know Big T was just calling, making adjustments. Hey,
Yeah, for sure.
hey, Dana, I really need this to happen. Okay, bro. All
AD
right.
Trump and Frank. We're going to need that more.
Yeah, we do need that a lot more.
They did say the day before Trump called him, it was like, I need like 500 more tickets.
Yeah, like, come on, bro.
Like that's insane for that event.
But yeah, Dana White said between that and the Sphere, he said he's never doing that again. He said he's going back to the regular, just going to get.
I'm sure
what they usually do in the
Go
UFC.
get your little stadium.
He
Go
just
get
said
the
it's too
O2.
expensive. He just said it's too expensive.
Go get the O2. You'll be all
MSG.
right.
I'm sure they were going to do some sort of event again, but like with the Sphere, like after the Sphere was over, he did say like we're not doing that again. I think it's cooler if they do these as one-time things.
Yeah. It makes it more fun.
Because like they're going to do another one in a couple years. That's going to be something crazy, and it just keep kind of building and doing stuff.
We're
like
still
that.
waiting for that death match in the Coliseum, the Roman Coliseum.
That would be crazy.
It might be next though.
Yeah,
That'd
they
be
just
insane.
keep kind of leveling up, doing different events. It was insane.
Well, I'll just ask you this real quick, gentlemen, because I will say it was, and I'm going to try to stay quiet here, be a little bit polite to the people around here. This was a hot topic in my group chat. What did you guys think about the ring girls and their outfits?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't
even notice.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
I'm a married man, Caleb.
I'm not married, but I was
not trying to put you in bad situations.
I was just watching the fighters.
My bad.
No, like I was with my lady last night. I really didn't even notice.
Yeah. Especially with her sitting there.
I plead the fifth. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm serious. I didn't even notice.
Did we talk about it on this show that
I didn't even know there was
it's like
ring
a
girls.
thing
Was
you're
there
not
titties out?
supposed to wear the American flag? Is that a thing?
Janet
I don't
Jackson.
know.
Right, he had a slippage.
Wait, did I miss something? I'm like, did I miss something good?
No, I mean they just weren't.
I think they just had like patriotic stuff on. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but is that a thing? I heard it somewhere where you're not. It's like you're not allowed to wear the American flag. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
See that? I don't know. It's
I used to wear American
Not in
flag
this
swim
America.
trunks growing up.
like a Speedo, American flag
Sure.
Speedo.
Okay, sure. Well, I don't know if you guys saw also.
That was a great one, Caleb. Really,
It's a little bit of a turn off the American
before
flag.
the fight.
really killed that one.
Before the fight, apparently it was AI. I'm sure everybody saw it. I was trying to get pictures of them. They wouldn't load in though. Eric Trump texted Daniel Cormier.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, it
Cormier,
was
how do you
fake. It
pronounce
was a fake Twitter account.
Hey, look, they say it's AI. Daniel Cormier came out and said that, oh yeah, my account might have got hacked or something.
Not the old
like.
account.
I'm not gonna lie, fellas. I fall for AI slop a lot.
Oh,
I fall for the
everyone
AI
does.
slop.
Damn, really?
Oh, all
Everyone
the time,
does.
dude. I see YouTube reels of like all the time that I just
Yeah.
fall for fake videos. Guys, I think these are real. I'm
I don't-
gonna be
I don't
honest,
think
I think
so.
they were real.
I don't
That's how
think-
you know they fake. He falls for the slap all the time.
The thing is with that, the thing is with that, like, and the reason I know they're not real is like, dude, Eric Trump's not just messaging someone on X. Like, if they go to court, you can go, like, if they're doing something bad. If you go to court, they can go back, even if it's deleted, and they can find
When
it.
I saw it, I go,
So
why
it's
would
just
anyone
not.
message someone on
Yeah,
X,
like,
bro?
come on,
You
bro.
just
Like,
think
that makes
dude,
you don't
I
think
mean-
someone
And he
can
wanted-
get his
Way
number?
stupider
Especially him.
things, man.
And they were in. I'm sure DC was in town all week preparing for this, and so was Eric Trump. So I'm sure they've met, and they
Yeah.
There's just no way that was.
Did you
fake.
see the video of Cormier getting asked after, like, that he seemed nervous about it? He's like, yeah, my account might have just got hacked.
Well, yeah, it was a weird
He
situation.
deleted 'em.
Caleb, I don't want to say you're a gullible that is not real. Even if he acted nervous, it's a
I think
weird
it's
situation.
more fun if I think it's real, though. That's why I'm going to continue.
I don't want to
fall for
say.
AI slop it.
I don't want to
Booner
say.
don't never
want to
have fun, man.
I do, but like I don't want to have fun
So we
on
can't
things
talk
that
about-
are
we
fake.
can't talk
He
about
want
Levi
AI
O.
slop. He want OTAs.
Yeah, we
Let us
can't-
have
yeah,
fun.
We can't talk about Levi O, and we can't fall.
And
for
I can't
AI
have fun
slop.
with Levi O.
No, you said we can't.
You have fun
said
with a
OTAs.
You have fun with a leave all the time.
By the way, Freddie,
Fair
appreciate
enough.
the $2. He says, shoot or shoot, Caleb, you got this. Referring to going up and getting a picture with
Thank
Calvin.
you.
We're keeping our eyes open here. We're
Calvin
seeing-
cool as
we're
hell,
keeping our
bro.
eyes peeled.
He'll do it.
Another thing that happened over the weekend, James Harden, a player that a lot of Pistons fans are not fans of right now after he iced us out in the playoffs. But James Harden was arrested and charged for misdemeanor unlawful carrying a weapon.
Wait, James Harden got arrested this weekend?
Yeah, he had the strap on him.
How am I just finding this out right now?
Yeah, this is what shit you might not know. That's what it's all about.
I'm going to say this. I don't understand how, high-profile athletes just carry a gun.
I mean, I can
understand.
But why not just can't you get a gun legally, or am I crazy?
Well, it was. I don't think he had a license or anything.
Why does he just? He's rich.
Yeah,
just get a license.
that is a different thing. You gotta have it legally.
That's my issue. Is if you're a high profile and you feel like, hey, I need to protect myself because obviously I probably have a lot of chains, money, whatever it is.
Right.
Just legally go get a gun.
Yeah, I mean you're
not lying.
And if you're making that much money at that point, just
it's not hard.
Just get security.
Like the risk, in my opinion, the risk of just being like screw it. It's like a James Harden, a high profile, like you're an A-lister.
Yeah.
Whoa, like
he in the mean streets of Cleveland, bro. You got to protect yourself.
Don't you think also walking around with bodyguards all the time too? Like,
James Harden is somebody that would strike me as having a bodyguard, but he's kind of high profile.
But James Harden also is the type of guy that he's out there checking things out at about midnight, 1 a.m.
Oh yeah,
definitely. He's out in Houston. He's out.
I understand why he has it.
Once he leaves the strip club, things can get a little wild.
Yeah,
he's out there late. You know, I get it.
Even though he's a married man somehow, but he's always
he's married.
I think so.
Wow.
But he's always in the titty bar though.
Yeah, I was gonna say being known as like the strip club guy in the NBA, and you have a wife. That's crazy.
I think he's married, if I'm not mistaken.
Crazy word.
Well, the last one I had, and Jeff really screwed me here, KG. The last one I had was the stat on the Spurs leading the NBA.
Oh no!
73%.
Damn, Jeff.
He totally,
gave it away.
He totally screwed me there.
Damn,
that's all right.
Get some breaking news. I mean, we don't need to touch on it that much. We got to go to break. We'll do mailbag.
There's breaking news.
The Bulls just hired Tiago Splitter, a guy I didn't even know.
Is that head coach
from Portland? Yeah, I didn't even know he got fired
as head
from Portland
coach.
As head coach.
That's a great hire.
That's a great hire.
Yeah.
He brought Portland to the play-in this year.
So I know he was an assistant somewhere.
Well, he was an assistant with Portland. Then what happened with Chauncey, and then he was the.
He took over, and they actually were pretty decent.
I didn't know he took over for Chauncey. Okay,
yeah,
I didn't know.
And they did good. Shout out B-Lad over there, man. He was out on the course with Braylon.
Shout out B-Lad. But damn, is Tiago Splitter ready for that?
No, he is. He was good in Portland. People wanted him to get that Portland job, and to keep that job, and they moved on.
We're talking about the Bulls, though, bro. That's
Hey, let's get to some of these mailbag questions. The last 6 minutes. Smash the numbers. Mailbag. What Michigan players get into the Pistons?
I know everybody want to say Axel.
Well, it would only be Axel, no? I mean, we're not getting Mara. Mara's going top 10.
You can make an argument for Mara, but I don't see it.
Mara's going top 10.
No, I think Mara.
That's the bet you guys have.
I think I have him. I think it's outside the top 7. I think it is.
Yeah. He'll be a late lotto pick if he's a lotto pick.
I think he'll be like 13, 14.
Yeah.
So I think Yaxel's the one. I did see a report this week that said it actually mentioned that Yaxel's kind of falling a little bit, or he might fall. So maybe the Pistons will have. He's just one of those guys, and I think he's a great basketball player, and I'm a Michigan man. But in the league, it's like, what is he going to be? Like, he's not going to go out there and be a 20-point per game.
Yeah, they have Yaxel in the latest mock right here on ESPN, 12th to the Thunder.
Wow. I don't think I don't know if he'd be.
I don't know if the Thunder don't need him. So
and then Miami
I can't
took
see
Perez. So there's your boy Perez.
What number? We'll pick.
He's 13.
There we go.
To Miami.
The only thing with Yaxel, and I get why people get enamored with it, is because his skill set is perfect for what this team needs. He can be a better, younger version of Tobias.
Yeah, well, he can come off the bench and be like your 6 man.
They actually don't have. I'm trying to find Mara. Oh, he's 11 to the Warriors.
Shit, if they were to draft Yaxel, I think he's pushing to start maybe, because I don't know if you want to keep starting.
Well, I think the only issue is it depends who you get in the offseason.
Right.
Like if you bring a Trey Murphy in,
that's
starting,
of course.
You know?
Yeah, that's
then even like Yaxel on your bench, it's like
that would be a huge upgrade.
Yeah, another player I've actually been enjoyed watching lately is Cameron Carr, dude.
Yeah,
he's a late lottery guy, but I don't think he'll fall. This draft's going to be very interesting.
I mean, it's the best draft class in.
There's a lot
in
of
a few
dudes.
years for sure.
One of the best of all time.
Let's see. We got some more mailbag questions. I want to read this.
Bart.
Yep. By the way, got to meet Bart last night. Bart from Shilling Hearts in the chat. Got
Great
to meet him
dude.
at
Shout out.
Jakes. We got to get him back on the phone lines.
Yeah.
He used to have phone lines. Me and Adam
do.
used to talk to him all the time. He's a great guy. So Sterling Heights, that's out my area. That's out of town. So shout out to Bart. But he asked about Max Clark. When is he getting called up?
September.
It's September at the earliest.
Yeah.
With the way this team's playing right now, you don't want to bring a guy like Max Clark into a losing locker room. are a losing clubhouse. And I will say, like, I know Max Clark had a big homer the other day. He's really been struggling in AAA. I think he has all the tools to be a really good 5-tool player, but he just has to put it all together. And like I said, like, you're not going to bring this kid up for what? Like, he's going to be your everyday center fielder, but if you continue to lose games and you instill losing into a young player, that's bad for a guy like that. So I think September call-ups at the late.
Neil has also said something about there's either draft compensation or some type of like incentive for the Tigers.
It's the same. It's the same as McGonigal. So I think if McGonigal wins AL Rookie of the Year, they get a first-round pick, compensatory pick.
Yeah,
I don't know what exactly it is for Clark, but yeah, Bart, to answer your question, I'd say September call-ups at the earliest, and I'm totally okay with that with the way that this team's playing.
Seriously.
Shad asked, he said, crunchy mailbag. Hashtag crunchy mailbag. Shout out Neil. Crunchy
mailbag.
Keeps calling us crunchy.
Time.
He said, what's a more generational freshman season, 9 touchdowns or 9 goals? All right.
I mean,
you got
9 touchdowns.
How about Shad? How about sophomore season? Let's just talk that. Let's put the past behind us.
Oh, come on, Booner.
Let's put the past behind us.
I mean, it's fair. Generational freshman season, 9 touchdowns.
Neil put it in the past.
Dante, this one is an interesting one because I actually tweeted out from Crunch Time. So where do you guys think LeBron James will go? There has been a rumor that 10 to 12 teams have reached out about LeBron.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of teams. Now, this is what I want to ask you guys. This isn't in the mailbag. Do we think Trajan Langdon is one of those 10 to 12 teams that reached out just to kind of get a feel?
Probably.
You think so?
I'd say probably, but it's extremely, extremely unlikely.
I don't think so. I don't think they.
You don't even think they reached out?
I think where they're at, where they're kind of fringe contenders, I think they I would have to argue, I think that Trajan just made a call.
No,
is this something that LeBron would maybe, you want to call, his agent and just say, hey, is Detroit a place he would consider going? Just to, test the waters a little bit.
One, I don't think they want the distraction. Two, I just think he's looking for a younger type of veteran to fill that role. And LeBron's like 40 plus. It's kind of only a 1 or 2 year type of thing if you were to bring him in. And it just don't make sense. I don't think he's a good fit for like what the Pistons are right now.
But he would feel like
Cleveland should go all in for LeBron.
Swap?
No, I got 2 teams.
You say Golden State, KG, I'm out.
No, but I think Golden State is a suitor, but my big prediction was Dallas. I think Dallas is a perfect spot for him. Cooper Flag, you wanted to play with Kyrie for all these years. They under new, management in terms of the front office. I think it's a perfect situation.
Who's better, Tobias Harris or LeBron right now?
Come on, man. It's not close.
Who is it?
LeBron is significant.
So if LeBron says, hey, I would consider Detroit, you would be like, okay.
Yeah,
what do we have to do?
What I think happens? I think he goes back to LA. I think he just goes back.
No, he ain't going
It's
back.
a PR thing. Yeah, he's going.
It might be a PR thing just because he doesn't want to. He's at the end of his
listen,
career.
LeBron's
He wants
my
a
goat.
max deal, bro.
LeBron's my GOAT. LA ain't going to want
Bro,
him.
he chased Jeannie Buss up out there.
Out
of there, dog. Like,
there's no way, KG. There's no way he
They
gets a
hate
max.
him there.
He won't get a max.
He won't get a max.
If he leaves LA, is Bronny gone? Like, they just cut Bronny?
I assume eventually they will cut Bronny.
It's actually not.
He's not bad, but he's not bad.
He's not an NBA player.
He's not anybody that you lose and sleep over either.
No question. Let's see. God hates cowards. Mailbag. Can the Lions D force 5 to 6 punts a game this season? That's crazy.
Hey, we would love that, right?
Right.
There's been a lot of games last year that we just wanted 2 punts and we barely got any. So hopefully this year they can get off the field on third downs. That feels like that's been like an issue for a few years now, is that those third downs, man, getting off the field.
Bro, if you want to know when I was done with the fucking year, I was really done after Thanksgiving, but it was that Steelers game. And they were, I believe, marching toward the red zone, but they went for it on 4th and fucking 9. And ended up converting it, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, all right, bro. Yep. Yeah. You can't make this shit up at this point. You can't.
No. Who has more touchdowns this year? God hates cowards ask. Bryce or Alessio?
Bryce. What are we talking about?
Yeah, Bryce.
Come on, dude.
I gotta go just off
Bryce.
Just off the maize and blue. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Bryce.
He got him last year.
He did, but like
10-9. That's so disrespectful.
Boy, if Neil was here, man.
Yeah. Give me Bryce next year.
Yeah.
I think Bryce. I don't know if this is like a hot take, but I think he significantly jumps up. Like you were talking like 15 to 18.
I mean, you better.
Yeah.
I think he does, especially as more kind of time with the receivers. I think the offensive staff's gonna. We were talking about it off air a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
where I was, I just feel like this offensive staff, they're gonna be better than like Sharon. It was Sharon's offense. It was the Jim Harbaugh offense.
Yeah,
we're gonna run the ball. Right, and this staff, I think they're good at just adapting to what quarterback they have.
Yeah,
and they're gonna say, okay, what does Bryce do best? Like we're gonna put him in the position to do what he does best, and I think that's something that like Sharon just never did, and they could never figure that out, and it hurt him significantly.
And I know he'll have more touchdowns just off the sole fact they're going to use his legs a lot more under Coach Witt, because that's something that they did at Utah. Yeah. I expect them to come in here and do that, because Sharon, they did not lean into that last year. He didn't have a lot of rushing touchdowns, but I expect them to have. That's where the uptick will come.
You just got to know. You got to know the quarterback you have.
Yeah.
Like, can he make reads? Can he make decisions? Like, what can he do? Like, obviously, he can run.
It's the touch throws with him.
It is, and that's where you have to, like, okay, what are his best, I think we talked, or Jared Goff has talked about it. We've heard NFL quarterbacks talk about it. What are that specific quarterback's top 3 throws, right? Mm-hmm. What is he best at? All right, now let's find a way to get him throwing those in games. Instead of, like, if he's not good with touch throws, it's like, hey, if we could just slants. Like, that's what Jared talked about that all the time when he built that offense with Ben Johnson, where Ben and them sat down and were like, all right, what is Jared's strengths? Like, what passes is he best at throwing? What does he have the highest percentages at?
Yeah.
And that's what they ended up turning their offense into, the Lions. That's what they needed to do with Bryce.
And for God's sake, run more RPO. How hard is it, bro? Like, it's not that hard.
No. Yeah, I think his legs should be utilized more. Yeah. I mean, that's not.
I think this year they would be. You guys remember last year there was like that flip where the first like 3 games he never ran the ball.
It was so frustrating.
And then Sharon got suspended, and then Biff took over.
Yeah.
And when Biff took over, it felt like that Biff just told him like, do whatever you want.
And guess what they did?
And he ran.
Central Michigan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, fair enough. But he was running. It was like after that Oklahoma game, he finally started running for a couple games. It was like, thank God, dude. Like this is what you're supposed to look like.
He'll look better.
Chuck versus Jeff. We will get 5 to 6 punts over 17 games. That's a low goal.
Oh,
damn.
Over.
Chuck says Booner, LeBron is a ball dominant player that has to have the offense run through him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
even at this point, he does.
He definitely is. But again,
that's my go.
Are we not talking about with Cade, right? We're talking about getting another ball handler in there, so Cade doesn't always have to have the ball in hand.
But someone who can, I would say, like,
Cade needs the ball in his hands.
You know, whoever
he does,
the
like 50-60% of the time.
Even though he's old, is Kyrie. He's just a perfect fit. Even though he's old.
I hope they go after Kyrie. But again,
Kyrie is a perfect fit.
Katie's
ball
point,
handler who can just score.
If LeBron goes to Dallas, then you're not getting Kyrie.
No. I think they're trying to keep Kyrie.
I did see a report.
Yeah,
I keep seeing reports that the Pistons are interested in both Kyrie Irving and Trey Murphy.
That'd be so nasty.
And they would get if they got both, and you go Kyrie, Cade, Trey Murphy, Asar Thompson, Jalen Duren. I think maybe Jalen you'd have to give up in one of those trades, but
let's get out of here, man.
It'd be incredible. Shout out Calvin Johnson.
Shout out Calvin Johnson. Shout out the golf outing again. It's for a great cause. I'm curious how everyone's playing right now. I'll tell you, Jason Hansen. Don't sleep on Jason Hansen. He's
oh man, I love him.
He can strike the ball. Dude.
Yeah, we watched him. We followed his crew at the Rocket.
He was the only thing I looked forward to growing up, man.
Yeah.
Stop disrespecting him, man. I mean, he should be number 1 on this day.
No, for real, bro.
I'll tell you what, though. We're here for a great cause. It's Calvin Johnson. He's hosting his 4th annual Celebrity Golf Classic to support youth scholarship and education. The Calvin Johnson Jr. Foundation, which again, it's dedicated to catching dreams by providing scholarships, financial assistance, educational programs to underserved youth. Founded by NFL legend Calvin Johnson, the foundation strives to empower the next generation to overcome obstacles and achieve success. Big D Energy Crunch Time. We're live here at the golf outing. Appreciate Calvin Johnson Jr. Foundation, and all the people involved, the people here. This golf course is absolutely beautiful.
Beautiful.
I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
You think we can get out there and golf?
Probably not. But you know what? It would be pretty sweet. Yeah. I mean, this golf course is nice. The bathrooms, they got shaving cream.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I did some mouthwash in there.
I mean, they do.
They got lotion.
It's a
lotion, yeah.
Like cocoa butter lotion.
I mean,
good shit. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Wow.
Q-tips, they have it all.
It's great.
We'll go take a shower after
We'll be live tomorrow, 11 to 1 a.m., back at the studio as usual. If you're watching, hit the like button before you leave. Just hit the like button on the stream. Push us out there. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, 11
Love
a.m.
you guys.
Until then, peace.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The Young Guns are taking over. Crunch time on Woodward Sports.